Yo, what a do YouTube? It's your boy Therainmaster from back with another stream, and today we're gonna be watching FNCS. Hopefully, this is gonna be an amazing
Filling in for these
FNCS
next 5 games.
semifinals.
I think so, and of course,
Let's go!
a smile on your face, a smile on my face, and a smile on Zeke's face for H and Mr. Savage up
Let's
in
go.
first. Even though the emoticon next to his name is not as a kind of unhappy face, right now I'm sure looking at the top of the leaderboard, they're cheesing.
No, they have to be. I mean, it's not that first place finish that they were hoping for, obviously, in game number one, but at the same time, you can't complain when you're still getting off to such a strong start here. Not only that, but you could really see the momentum take over here from Mr. Savage and H. For a moment, it looked as though Packer and Teak were going to try and control the low ground, but as soon as H and Mr. Savage worked their way in there, it seemed as though they were unstoppable underneath.
That's it, and I love the fact that we're finally seeing teamwork, right?
Yes.
You know, I don't want to even bring this up because we've said it every qualifier, now every semifinal.
But you saw them together.
Oh, I saw them together, and I love this. When you see two of the best individual players in the world working as a team like that, like they're almost unstoppable.
I wish she was streaming.
This every single game from now on,
Savage
that's a
got
straight
chat.
ticket to qualification city.
And you know, we are feeling good because our predictions are in the top 5. Wow, where's everybody else's prediction? Not in the top 5 right now. Haha, Reese.
No one cares because it's all that matters, the victory royale. And guess what? That's still more points than if you come in the top 6, of course. But another team we want to look at here, someone that we should have predicted is Xwiz and Podesai, right?
Yeah.
We see them in 7th place now. Now, if we remember back, right, these are the French teams that are playing in. Both of these two duos from the previous seasons won qualifier 2, which is Andalex and Snazy. That's who used to team up with these two individually.
Yeah,
right now, I think these guys have a lot to prove coming into semifinals day 2. They're like, our teammates did good. Were we the problem in these fights that we weren't doing good last season? So I think now they're starting to step things up a bit.
Not only that, but yesterday even in semifinals number 1 was not the greatest showing for this duo, so I can definitely see why they would want to kind of remind everybody else that their experience isn't a fraud. They can definitely compete.
I mean, they are like star-studded duo. Xwiz has made every single FNCS finals -1. There's only 5 people out there who have done that. So if he does not manage to get into a top 6, that's like the end of an era for what's really like a secure list in EU.
That's right, man. You know he's capable of it. He just has to get one game. We just need a victory royale or place top 6, and if not, we have another day tomorrow to do the same. Buckle up, though. We're here for game number 2 of the FNCS semifinals.
Game 2.
Thank you very much, Zeke. We are super excited to hop right back into the action.
Chat, by the way,
Game
we're
one
going to be
certainly
watching the
didn't
FNCS
disappoint,
podcast
and
the
I'm
whole
sure
time
the players are ready
because
to go right back at it.
Look, every game today, it's
Savage
always
got
going to be
COVID,
nerve-wracking. Because
and nobody
even
else
if you're
is
on the
streaming.
bottom of the leaderboard, all you need is that victory royale. Reese brought it
Wait,
up.
let
You
me
know,
check.
Zeke was saying, it's the Andy
Buddy,
Joe,
I was
hee hee ha ha, but you've got to wait, all right? It's about that victory royale. It's about what they do in the late game.
I love your Zeke impression, man.
Zero
That's
zero
probably my
bullet
favorite
bill.
part about today so far, but I'm sure there will be plenty of top
Switch, does it free mark.
One sec.
Okay, nah.
I'm going.
No, thank you.
The big
just
thing
watched
is
the broadcast.
keeping your cool in some of those moments. It can be incredibly difficult at times when you're going back and forth, still just trying to track your damage, do it all throughout the game. It's so hard.
And what is needed is at an all-time high, right, Levin? The battle bus is ready. The thrusters are pumping out the flames, and the players are going to begin dropping. But with the amount of mechanical skill you need now to stay on top with the new Storm Surge, I mean, you have to be the best
Come on,
of the best
Savage.
mechanically in your region.
Well, thankfully, we have a lot of the best in this lobby. And we're hopping right on in. The players are dropping out of the battle bus. And once again, we take a look at some of the best off-spawn action in the world of Fortnite. Who will win off-spawn here? Last time it was Stumpy and June.
Zombie
actually
fucked
worth
off.
it,
Okay.
as they didn't have good enough drops. Rickley and Sadie will live to tell the story this time. Immediately off-spawn, but for how much longer,
we
it
need to
depends, because I'm sure
see
these two
Savage. Oh my fuck. What the fuck? No.
teams will look to try and fight.
Look, you might be asking yourself, why are both duos dropping here when there's a
Bro, we
bar
don't
night
give a
loot
shit.
as well? There's
Clement's
more
gonna
loot
get
in
shit
that
on
building,
again.
which will give an advantage to the duo that gets it. But just like advantages in Chonkers Speedway, there's the same thing going on here as Destru.
I think
with
this is
almost full
third
HP
place.
to work with, but no materials. He has to
Top
be careful.
G. Oh,
Destru,
let's go.
185 here. They won off spawn last time round against
Bro, I'm a, oh my goodness.
Flo.
Load up, please. What the fuck is happening? why the fuck I have this tab and this tab open. What? Yo, load up.
Continue to just
play
it a bit slowly. But looking at Mr. Savage and H,
it
looked like it got dangerous in here. H did come out on top, though, has 2 eliminations, so the players have gone down. However, with Mr. Savage down, that was definitely a stressful situation.
And that's a real good thing for them.
And they won't get
to
the
get that initial
surge.
damage off spawn, it's nice. It allows them to maybe play a more slow-tempered game, look for better positions in the zone. They do have a ways to go to get there, just outside of Tilted. And so a really nice start winning off spawn there for Destru and 185. They'll be hoping their off spawn battle closes out soon. Of course, in the distance, Till and Cosmo are looking to try and third party.
Floki Clement popping
off of Floki Clement down below.
Nah, bro. If this keeps happening, I won't stream.
It is just a waiting game.
Here in the Chonker Speedway, it's looking incredibly difficult with so many duos close by. Even the one that's in an engagement right now, Floki Clement and his opponents. Whichever one comes out on top tier will have to face yet another duo that's on the southern side of Chonker. Just kind of waiting,
on OBS
letting them battle it out,
Streamlabs?
Keeping their eye on them like a hawk from afar. But I feel like these players have realized that and decided maybe it's not worth it to take this engagement yet. Have this engaged. They've done enough damage. Not for Storm Surge, but for the position they're in now.
They've not done anywhere near enough damage, man. I don't know what you're on about. They still have plenty more damage to do. I think the big thing is not griefing your game. They've already experienced, Floki and Clement have already experienced what it feels like to not even get to play this game. They don't want to do that again. Similar situation over towards the Reality Falls as what we saw in the first game, except this time round, Faki will be here to fight with Free Mock.
1 second. 1 sec.
But who will come out victorious? High Chris and Vortex, sorry, will try and do their best, but backing off just for the moment. Both teams are, again, 2 strong fighting teams, to say the least.
And that's the danger, right, of going against some titans in the European region. It's where if you're both so skilled, I mean, it's going to be difficult to take home all 6 of those matches, but Ziandi and Joe have that confidence, and they're willing to take the risk. Ziandi already knocking down 1. That's 1 elimination on the board. And now, even though they're not contested, they're still hungry for those eliminations.
And that's the thing, right? Of course, yesterday, when they were contested and they won off spawn, that's so much damage done, right? Instantly, you just have at least 200, potentially even more, depending on if your opponents had shield. And so without that, they're going to have to be a bit more aggressive in the earlier phase of this game. And I guess it's very unfortunate for Yakpo and Karma, right? They won't be too happy about that, but nevertheless, it's what's just going to happen.
Noah Rayleigh, though, and Reason here, down closer to the Greasy Grove. They were contesting Nebs and Marine in the qualifiers, but now have been able to get their drop spot uncontested as they believe it's not worth it to take that early game risk. Switching over to another duo, which is looking similar here, DKS to Siptos, that are feeling good, taking shots from afar. But we do have Mini Miner that wants to talk a little bit about what we might not have seen.
Thank you so much, Takata. Now we have a little bit of a recap. Of course, Pixie winning off spawn. So some of the things we missed, getting that SMG and getting the knock off spawn. Of course, Pixie and Fork did end up winning this off spawn fight. And of course, we hopped on board with H and Mr. Savage. And H does, in fact, get the reboot off. Mr. Savage almost down to 1 HP out of the air, but he makes it just out in time.
Oh,
you know, I love to kind of get that recap, right, Levin? We have that extra bit of information that we might not have seen on the screen here, and kind of get to see what happened
for a win
while we were looking at another engagement. As H and Mr. Savage were able to recuperate that danger from the early game.
I doubt Savage wants to play
do have
6 games.
A replay here from Jew, picking up a nice little shot there onto Sky and celebrating as well. Of course, you're always going to get the celebrations when the level of play is that intense and that personal between the teams. But this is a team who certainly has what it takes to qualify. Stompy, one of the most tenured professional players in EU.
On average,
he's achieved so much
20 less total.
And looking to make it to another FNCS final along with
materials and 5 zone.
1 elimination on the board already for Put Aside here.
No, wait, that's how you spell materials.
To farm up their medal.
Isn't it?
A key aspect to these early and mid games
like
is
that.
normally once you already begin your rotation and you've left your POI or a drop spot, it's going to be a lot more difficult to find that metal. So you want to have that almost maxed out when you begin to rotate, as Stompy and Junata now
Wait, maybe
want to
Fence-
max out their damage as they
Fence.
take a shot 30. It's not enough for the elimination, but having that one elimination already has given them the upper edge in this engagement. 230 whites, now just one more shot is needed to be connected here for Stompy to take it home, but he misses the first one. Go on, Stompy, just one more shot.
The shot, mate. Come
Don't
on.
be shy. There it is. 27 is enough, and Dandier goes down.
Yeah, Dandy, for a player with no build, he lasted quite a while there. Stompy, I was bigging you up there, man. You got to back me, you know. I can't big you up like that. You're missing the shots. Eventually, they do get the elimination, though, so it's all good. PKR, Teak, positioned here on top of the Bugle Volcano. And that gives them a lot of lines of sight. There's going to be so many players coming from the sort of southwest of the map, rotating in towards this general Bugle area. And so with them sitting that high up, there should be plenty of opportunity to deal damage to players, get ahead on Storm Surge.
Look at that, too, Levin. The one vehicle on the map, JJ2, finding it here at the Jonesies. It can appear on the southern side of the map sometimes, but the other location is the Jonesies. So we'll see if they are able to make use of that. However, we'll switch back over to Mikeson. 7th on the leaderboard currently, 28 points. Just one more placement away from top 6, which is that cutoff to qualify you to the finals. However, that qualification will be seen after all matches are played out, so we'll see how they hold up in the upcoming ones.
Mixon and Arthur were a team that, although they didn't qualify yesterday, they looked good. They had one of the best average placements in the lobby of teams who didn't qualify, if not the best, actually, maybe, potentially. And they showed a real good understanding at times of, you know, good positions for Surge, getting up on the right hills. I think it's all about being able to piece that together in some of the end games. For Older and Splash, I don't think you can sit in the zone forever. So I know it's become a bit of a trend this chapter for teams to try and outhill in the zone, but you got to get to zone, my friends. Podesai and Sweeze in the zone, ready and waiting to stack
Savage?
We'll see the zone now.
I'm guessing Savage is white.
On the northeast
right
side of the map. They have a little portion of Daily Bugle inside. However, a little unlikely that it'll close in the Bugle, but I'd love to see an end game there. They're always interesting. Constant changes of elevation. And Noah Rayleigh as well here. For a second, I thought he might have lost his duo partner, but no. They're just split up.
It's interesting seeing the positions that we're seeing some teams take, right? With the zone pulling over towards the northeast, a lot of teams would read that and sort of anticipate and go deeper into the zone as far northeast as possible. It would have been what you'd expect the likes of a Podesai to do, with that zone being a team that lands in that area. But staying near that congested side as they know they want to take some fights, get some Surge.
Oh, 6 minutes.
Reason. I think Reason's gotten a bit stuck here, right? He's out of the mud now and back on his way to the zone.
The rotates continue. The fireworks getting lit off. Explosions might scare these opponents, but don't worry. It's just a show. A little bit of a distraction while you try and make it to that end game. As Clement and Floki now want to make it to the end game powerful. As they continue to take shots, break builds, and look for that refresh, that impact that can permit them to not have as much worries in these upcoming zones. But it looks like their opponents here, they're very aware of the aggression, and they do not want to let themselves fall down.
Clement and Floki, a chance to actually play a game out is so big for them. Not going down or spawn this time.
What? He's so dumb. Why did he drop the SMG?
Look what they're working with.
At least if his he's getting it.
Clement, the loot is not looking great. The mats are not looking great either.
Anything's possible though, Levin. All they need is that one engagement to refresh everything back up. The issue is you have to come out on top in that engagement.
Right, they're so fucked.
We'll see if they're able to do that.
Is so fucked.
Razen here. Heyna are looking to do the same. Breaking in from above. Huge opportunity for Razen. Knocks down one now. With the upper edge against Fork and his duo partner, they take those eliminations, or that one elimination. Hopefully able to make it 2 for this duo. But if Pixie can get out, that would be huge as well. The zone is closing, so Razen and Pena do not want to stay too much time in here, as it's not worth that one single elimination They decide maybe it's a bit better to take a further rotate here. There are duos looking back in the zone, and they want to pick the correct path back into it.
Ziandi and Joe, what does their path look like to a victory royale? They have to go north, of course, over towards these sort of monument islands. Maybe gonna have to take a bit of a swim, look for a rift. Might be the play. But if they are gonna go for that, they need to make sure they don't get shot out of the sky. They do have grapple gloves, which is always a big positive, a big bonus. And they have players around them that they can deal some damage to, and so a couple shots from Joe and they will be above, just barely. Though, I expect that to continue, right? Just continually looking at those players, waiting for them to slip up and strike.
Scares me a little bit. They are on the dead side of the zone here, rotating fully east, whereas a majority of the players are on the west side, rotating in from their POIs and their drop spots. And being below Surge in that situation can be a bit risky, but with such an open environment in the zone, so much water, so much flat land, hopefully they are able to find those tags. But for a duo that's still making the rotate in, more north here, Splash and Alder, 115 below, not even in zone yet. This is a position that you have to find a way out of.
Alder and Splash, they're a team that is no stranger to fighting, to stay in games, but a fight in the storm would probably not be the best solution right now. There are so many players in the storm.
Info.
Reshot broke it down at the top of the show, right?
Yo, chat, info, subscribe to
the
Therainmaster channel, and also like their streams.
Like there might be more players in the zone than there are in the actual safe zone.
Ooh, Hen gets a kill. I like that. I like that.
Zone, but still in need of that damage. 46 above, but Hideo gonna go down, leaving his duo partner to play alone. JJ2 as well in the same situation. Aware has gone down 700 above Storm Surge. They've got the damage, but this is a common trend that we're seeing. You get that damage, you get those tags, but you lose a player. On the good news for Aware and JJ2, the knock is still down. The revive is a possibility.
Top
but
G,
now Top G wanting to get a piece of the pie here, get into that action. 39 above, wants to get an elimination, but he has to be careful.
Yeah, U-Street doing his best to stay alive. JJ2 will do his best by hitting some shots and connecting onto U-Street.
I thought Top G
just
won.
Wasn't unable to stay up in that situation. Desperate times. But JJ2 and Aware stay cool. Swag and Pab, we saw them last game and they did falter. And so now a repeat, a chance to go again. But will they fall to the same mistakes?
Swag and Pub.
This is actually
you
super
can see at the bottom right the cluster of players on the line of the zone. There's so many, and all of them having to rotate. Meanwhile, looking for that damage, the moving zone begins. It gets smaller and smaller. The players now forced out of their homes. They have to rotate. They have to change their position here. And some of them playing it out as a solo, like we saw where it went down. JJ2 does not have to worry about damage. Luckily enough, he does have those grapple gloves that he can use to not worry as much about his rotate, his swag as well, making use of them. Gets in, doesn't have shields though, not even to recuperate what he's lost. Is Floki and Clement want to capitalize on that, taking shots from below. And with so many duos in the surroundings looking, this whole cluster, this whole region of the map has become incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, and Pab and Swag down below on Surge. Last time when we saw them go down in game one, they were well above and went down. This time they are below. And they need to try find something, but with no shields, this is just one of the worst situations you can find yourself in as a player in these kind of lobbies.
Looking to see if they can connect shots from the players that are taking some back at them. So far, the bullets have slowed down. Not as many shots being made in that region. However, on an island here, Stormy Right default, 127 below. They want some of that. They want to get in, knocking on the doors of their opponents, seeing if anybody's home. As default, taking different angles, going above. It's a bit safer here as there's not many duos looking at them, but there still are duos. The zone's already so small. I mean, we're in 4th zone now. These players have to figure out something, as Storm Surge is just that much more dangerous now.
The team that won out of some region literally didn't even make a single
actually in
round
water.
4. Let's go.
There is a tiny amount of it that is on land.
You're so lucky. Let's go. I like that.
Fortunately for Mr. Savage and H. And ultimately, you can probably expect the next zone, the 5th one, the half in, half out to pull on this shore as well.
I like that.
It's Fortnite, right? Who knows? Maybe he'll go towards the southwest. But if it does pull on that shore, it's going to be a very good thing for that team. For Podesite and XVs, they'll hope that as well, as that's where they need to get to in the next couple of seconds.
What I find interesting here, looking at the map, is that a majority of the players are now up north and west. So those players that are on the east have a lot more of an opening to rotate in.
Wait, Teak not playing with Cammy?
And
I
PKR
know Cammy's,
might have actually just done a great job here.
Would play.
Still with a lot of resources, a lot of shields, even materials. They've made it into the zone, even possibly opened a path for other duos like Podesite and Xsuiz, who are kind of following what they've already built. As now they base up on top of them, but you have to be careful. Teak is looking around, finds an opportunity, connects the shot, but it's not enough to be worth it. To play that much more aggressively. Only 21
oh, that was a clutch
going
shot.
up to 174 though. The damage has been dealt, but more has to come.
Teak and PKR
goes down.
Taking a moment to breathe, get their HP back up. And players now all starting to congregate in these same areas. It's very easy to get squished out by a team up above you or even below you in some cases. For Podesite and Xsuiz, the key
Come
is
on,
be
sure, half and half,
sure, half and half. That doesn't cost too much. Podesite's materials simply aren't enough moving forward into this game. And he has his eyes spotted on some loot. He realizes that there's some players there that are going to have to move in, and so looking to try pounce on them, take some shots towards them. Painter does fall, but I don't think that loot's going to be retrievable. Ziandi and Joe up above the rest of these guys. And this is a great spot for them, especially if they can pull the zone.
I mean, amazing position. You said it yourself. You can see how much damage they've secured. And with that grapple glove, that can also be used similarly to a harpoon to pick up their loot. We'll have to see where this zone closes.
Yeah, and you saw below it, Swedes did look for the loot, so they wanted an opportunity and they did find one. We'll see whether they got from that
they got at least
further in the game, but a very nice find for Joe and Ziandi and the Swedes and Podesite. Mixon and Arthur, though, they are the ones that were fortunate enough. The zone didn't pull up where I wanted it to, but it did pull towards the west, so still a lot to play with for Mixon and Arthur. That's a very nice spot.
Long ways to go for a lot of these players now. The ones with grapple gloves, it's not going to be as difficult for them. However, there is water. You can choose turn into a sea creature there, swim a little bit. However, it could be incredibly risky if there are players keeping an eye on the lower part of the map. But the good news is, if you begin your rotate as the grapple gloves do, a lot of the vision will be up above and those players flying to the sky.
Look at all the players, though, in the water having to swim their way on in.
Nice.
They're going to have so many people just looking at them. They need to just hope that they aren't the unlucky ones. Ziandi actually going down.
Nice.
Xsuiz is the one to take him out. How has this happened? It seems that Xsuiz and Podesite, the Frenchies, have sort of pulled a number on them. And they now have the grapple gloves. Joe is there in the zone, but he's such low HP. Everything's gone wrong for that duo.
They had so much of an advantage, but that all got crushed down as the opposing duo Xsuiz and Podesite. Not sure what they were able to do, but whatever they did, Levin, it worked.
No, Riley and Reason need to start getting into zone as well.
Yes, I would have just said.
They have a long way to go.
Fortnite can do the work for me.
It should be all right. Mr.
Look at Savage.
Or H, sorry. They're trying their best in this game. We saw how close they were last time round.
We need our Savage win.
Performance for them. Already 3 eliminations in this one. All at the hands of H. Well, things aren't looking too bad. PKR and Teak, they're searching. If a refresh comes to them, I'm sure they would happily take it. The materials aren't looking too good. They can definitely do a refresh. In fact, they need a refresh with their mats. Teak is working with, and that's exactly what they'll look for. Combeck needs to stay alive. He needs to stay careful. He walks back into a box that doesn't belong to himself, and eventually will get out of dodge. But there was some loot there. There was some mats. I don't think they were able to retrieve them, though. PKR now pushing his way through, and looks like he was able to get some stuff.
They might have just found that pot of gold that they needed to recuperate those materials. Hopefully they were enough, as now Mike's and Arter do have the high ground here, but with first moving, pulling north, it just gives them that much more the edge on their opponents, and with shots being connected like that,
he definitely aim assist.
They're going to be a powerful force here up above, but you got to be careful. Onyx
is going ahead of zone there. This could be danger for the high ground.
No,
Fuck, I just saw a hand low.
Staggering away, as they can just grab their way on in. Hate going down at the hands of Artle though. Mr. Savage will pick up an elimination onto
Savage clutch.
But this team is now just one player, Mr. Savage, all alone, having to clutch up.
The high ground has been retaken as well. Getting ahead has been the dominance here to claim the above the high ground. The sky is now Destru and 185 in the mid ground, trying to decide what they want to do. They do have those grapple gloves, so they don't want to go too low, but JJ2 continuing it out. And where it did go down previously, and now the rotate comes in, doing a great job so far, staying up as a solo, making use of those charges, and now he has that opportunity to look back and do a bit of damage.
And PKR.
Oh, this is going uphill.
That is just very difficult to play, and they need to find something in fast.
No,
and
Savage,
they have their eyes on something. They've been able to sniff out a bit of some weak players.
I think they're still gonna be top 6
of that armored wall, but they're trying to defend for themselves. But Teak won't take no for an answer, but maybe will be forced to, as PKR now is playing as a solo. Teak gets snuffed out.
PKR now also in a similar situation as the danger comes in. 121 wood to work with, only 8 builds though. He has to find an opening, he has to find a way to recuperate those materials as X-Squeeze has lost put aside, has those 2 eliminations, but only one more use of his grapple glove. Takes the shot, takes down 1, but is it too risky to go for that loot? He has to make the decision quickly. There's not a lot of time to work with, but PKR does. As he takes down 1, he has the bed miss, and he has to continue his way to zone.
PKR was able to get revenge onto and he'll get one onto Wox as well. He is fighting for his life right now, and he's fighting hard. Stompy doing the same thing, but as a solo with 1 build, he needs to connect big. Tuan and Kai still up on height. They need to start going down though. With just wood, it's going to be very hard to hold.
No way, nobody's win again.
Allows them to get to the front side, but there's players contesting for it as well.
And they're keeping it. They stay ahead. They keep building up, but now the builds can't come in as he's lost his materials. But with that elimination, brings them right back up now with 25 builds. As we look back below, good here. Has to be careful. There's a lot of opponents close by. Hits the shot though. Both now. Resin going down. Noah being the only one up here down below. The 1 versus 1 has to come in as the high ground is still being battled.
Noah trying to play in the zone, but it's not looking good at all. Gets shot and has to build in. And with not many materials left, it's all a matter of timing for him. Continually now, just crack down. No
Wait,
shield,
so long,
He's back to the lobby. Destru is still alive as a solo with Cosmo. Finally taking out Destru. Picking one up though. That's his 3rd of the game. And he's looking up to height. And they know what they need to do is a 1v1. Tuan against
Bro, this team was so far behind
6
game 1 and
eliminations
they're
for
about
Tuan,
to
looking
win.
to make it 7.
No
he has
way.
that positional advantage, but he needs to finish it off with the elimination. The zone keeps closing. Destru has 12 builds. He can stay up a bit.
Okay, I hope Destru wins it so that Savage would be a little bit
getting that ticket to the
higher
finals, and both players now continuing to rotate. The zone pulling up the hill, giving that bit of advantage to Tuan, and now it's only 2 materials to work with. He does have the upper edge up above, but with not any materials to work with, it could force this engagement, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
They're both playing in the zone right now. They realize they need to use the builds that are available for them.
GG's, you choked. Maybe. They choked!
He turns his back.
No fucking way.
GG's
to Destru. Bro, the other team definitely choked that shit.
To a demon. It was
man went in zone with no whites. White heals.
And now
what did I just watch?
Opening that spot up for him in the finals.
That's good for them for like placement and shit, but
as you realize you do not have the facilities.
Wait, let's see. Let's see the clutch from Destru. Bro, the 185 guy should. This console is there 100%.
Just couldn't quite find the shot as he dropped down there. And it wasn't the trade he was looking for, but eventually it was done and out. And
maybe he had no
Destru and only 185 here will be the ones to move to the final.
Great job for that duo. Unfortunate for Tuan. He had everything except for one thing. He had the loot, he had the shields, he had the position, but he was missing the materials, and that is what costed it.
Sometimes all you need is a couple materials. Look, I'm
sure
Savage
second.
Oh,
they're 67.
With all that in mind, but for the meantime, we have to throw it to the death.
Wait, what is it?
To break it all down.
1, 2,
Thank you guys so much. Fantastic cast as always. My goodness.
So right now the threshold is 53.
Semifinals. Day number 2. A lot of things already going down in just the first 2 games of the competition.
A lot. And one of the trends we've seen actually is when we're looking off spawn at Hen and Savage.
Come on, Savage.
I'll give them the credit for that one. And if we've seen so far, it's a 50-50 between Vixes. There we go. His name's always. I had to ask him how to pronounce his name. There's a lot of different letters in there. Anyway, the whole point is we've been seeing this going down off spawn repeatedly, but this was the game actually that Savage ended up getting rebooted. So this is him back in the game. They managed to do a really good job in that early in the game, recuperating from what was a rough fight off spawn.
Okay, that was a good shot.
Unfortunately, of course,
that was only like to the
still had a lot of factors working against them, I believe. And not only that, but Mr. Savage, he tried to hold on for as long as he could. Not a terrible finish either for this dynamic duo. I mean, still managing to find at least 4 elims
that was
before
so
actually
unlucky.
getting taken out is still going to lead them in a nice spot here in the
Don't worry,
standings.
Savage, baby.
As well. Can't complain about that. Remember, they were obviously first coming into this game, so that's still more points, right? A 14th isn't that bad. It's not the best, but it's not the worst.
That's right.
14,
of course, Death through, and only 185 here did find themselves the victory royale. Now, they kind of were sitting in one of those top 6 slots, right? So now they've kind of moved up. We'll see the standings a little bit shift as well, but hey, they're going to the finals.
Of course they are, and I'm telling you right now, if you watch in that bottom left, see only 185 going down, and if that was true, if he was living up to the name, sorry, he's not losing that engagement on high ground there, because that was actually almost what lost him the game, because of course the opponent he was going against was Toon, who was up on height.
He played smart.
Who was the one that ended up 1v1 right here against Destro, so it was all kind of a little chain reaction where losing your teammates, the player up on height with a bunch of materials could have gone pretty badly.
Nobody gives a shit if you have good mechanics, but you're a
dumbass.
Yeah, excellent awareness, I think, underneath those tarps as well, really utilizing some of that low ground that had already been placed in front of him. But
Game 3 is where Savage wins.
Most importantly of all, it's just the awareness. When you're actually trying to challenge somebody from up above, and then you're waiting for the actual drop-down potential, Onyx had the right idea, but ultimately, I think that Destry just had full control.
And there you go. Because of that, they win game number 2. Remember, a victory royale will send you and your duo right to finals. Everyone else playing for top 6. We have 4 more games to go, but we turn our attention to those standings. Hey. We're gonna high five over there because
air five it. Just air five.
That's right.
We knew.
It's only a 4-point difference.
Currently, Noah Riley and Reason, my prediction, doing pretty well. Mr. Savage, not that far behind. Reese, how are you feeling about the top 6 so far? I know we have 4 more games, but so far.
I'm liking the top 6 because when you look at some of the names we have here, it's like some of the biggest and well-known players within EU. No really Reason, Savage, Podesai, Xwis, Teak, and PKR. The top 4 right now are probably the most well-known players in the semi-finals, and they're all performing already.
It's literally players that you
don't
would
fucking talk too much.
Oh my fuck! It into the finals as is, and
don't talk too
if
much.
They keep maintaining this sort of pacing, they might just solidify for themselves, even if they're not able to close out with victory royales overall.
What's up, Terra? Is nasty
everybody else, I think 5th through 10th and even moving into the 11th place positions and onwards could be interesting because we're about to hit that halfway point here. And so I think that this is really where some of these teams that aren't necessarily finding themselves too high up in the standings now need to really try and figure it out because you don't want to waste more time.
Definitely. No, I'm looking at the top leaderboard. I'm seeing Noah Riley and Reason. These are 2 players, like if I was playing, I would be scared of. I actually played a solo Cash Cup game once and I remember seeing in the elimination feed, I just see Noah Riley. I'm like, I ain't leaving this bush, right? But they're absolutely nuts. They're 2 of the best fighters in the entire region. And obviously, don't base it off how they go against me. Base it off how they play against players who can actually play, right? And right now, they are absolutely showing up.
And there's something about set lobbies that kind of just invigorates some of these duos to want to perform even more so because it's one thing to be around for a while. It's another to consistently find yourselves at the top of the leaderboards.
Well, the thing is, they haven't shown up until now, which is a real surprise. And I love the fact that we're finally seeing it because, like I mentioned, 2 of my favorite players and 2 of the best on EU.
That's right. Another subset of duos as well. PKR. I mean, Teak, they seem to be holding strong right now. 4, right? Moving up even 1. And that was, remember, because this last duo, they were in that top 6. They went ahead, qualified, which means everyone else moves up.
Yo, do you want to play Fortnite? Maybe later.
Intentionally,
right now I'm just going to watch this shit.
This was a 3rd place finish for them in game number 1.
I'm down there or tomorrow.
Again here,
I'm probably going to stream tomorrow.
End of this match too. So I'm kind of loving the fact that we're seeing the consistency from at least PKR on the side because he's getting the limelight. He's getting the praise.
We won't have any tournaments
for
2 weeks.
Look at Teak, ex-FNCS champion. You go, this guy's amazing. But you know, you got to put some respect on PKR's name as well.
Oh yeah, no, PKR, he was cooking that kebab. I mean, instantly did not stand a chance there. And that refresh actually helped him stay alive just a little bit longer. And every single point counts at this.
cooking that kebab, man. I just can't.
Anyway,
that's just the first 2 games. 4 more on deck. Now, after this, we'll reach that halfway point. This is game number 3 of the FNCS.
Game 3.
I love watching it. Thanks, man.
2 games down, but a whole lot more of action to be seen today. From the victory royales coming from above to the 1 versus 1, high ground versus low ground. We are seeing a lot of engagement,
but I don't know
we're also
what the
seeing a
fuck
lot of
it is.
use of
Is
resources.
it like the Battle Pass one?
Players, these duos, they're running out quickly.
Look, it's the age-old story in Fortnite. I think the big thing for the rest of the teams who are still yet to qualify is what changes around the map, right? We've had a couple of teams now leave the server completely and show the rest of the lobby how it's done, but who now is ready to step up?
That's the question. Who is ready?
Right.
Who is adapting?
My
man
is like
behind
6'7"
to
or
come
some
out
shit.
on top
Like,
in
bro,
these matches.
so
The battle bus
tough.
is getting ready. These players are getting ready. After 2 matches, I'd hope that they're already in their game. You know, maybe game 1 you're a little shaky, you're getting warmed up, but 2 games in, you know the blood's pumping and you know the momentum is getting built up.
I think one of the big things is we see just how quickly things can change. We've seen teams in good setups, good positions.
What's
with
his
all
name
the
again?
resources
Fuck, Z?
necessary.
No, not
and
Z.
In a couple of
Z,
moments,
sorry.
everything falls, right? 0 to
Fuck.
100, 100 to 0, it seems. And so, can you keep your cool when you have the
But
right
you go.
setup, when you have the right
Yeah, good
circumstances
commentary.
to push
W.
for a victory royale? Can
a lot
you
of
stay
these
away from maybe some of the
commentators
shambles
are-
teams who are hungry?
Yeah,
and
you
not
kind
ready
of
to-
said
It's all
something
about knowing the
racist.
risk factor, right? Depending on the loot you
Yeah,
have, depending on
don't
what
say
you
that.
need, is
Ain't
it
cool.
worth the risk? Do you have what is needed to play it out? Play the whole end game, go for the high ground. Do you really need that little bit extra amount of maybe materials, a few shields, or even just you want the elim points? You have to be careful. You have to think and make these decisions as quickly as possible.
And look, if you don't, do you have what it takes to win the fight to get there? We see these teams jumping into boxes right when they're down on surge, it's starting to tick away. Do you have what it takes to actually win that fight? That is going to be the big question for teams.
I know these players are deciding what's the right strategy, what's the thing to do, and with 2 games in, the good news is you still have an option. You still have the opportunity to change and adapt to what your opponents have been doing, to what's been happening around the map, your rotates, your loop path. You have time to change, but you don't want it to be a change that is so large that it makes you have your downfall.
Look, we have all the excitement in the world. We want to hop back into the game, but before we do so, we're going to actually give it back to Zeke to break something down.
Thank you guys so much. Sorry about that. Not every player was in that game. We're going to go ahead and re-queue, get everyone back on board the battle bus, and we'll hit the action then. Now, I kind of want to set this up because halfway point, a lot of these players are feeling that pressure. They're thinking the halfway point, have we adjusted, have we hit Storm Surge, the strategies, etc. Because some of them just want to qualify through today, right?
Well, I mean, all of them do. Well, okay, every single one. I don't think there's a single player in this lobby who's
I don't know. I kind of want to play day 3.
Maybe I'm a day 3 kind of guy. You know, maybe I'm just going to farm some PR. I don't know. I don't think there's going to be any players like that.
They just want the most experience possible.
That's what they want, of course.
You know.
Yeah, they need the practice, need to figure out. But in my eyes, what I'm looking at, you know, I'm thinking, you're coming into game number 3. You had 2 already. Usually when you come to, like, a set lobby environment like this, you're going to go, okay, 2 games in, if I've done kind of rubbishy so far, we need to really turn out for the next 4. You know, when you have a clause in there where you can just win a game and qualify straight through to finals, you go, yeah, we're going to turn it up, but probably just once, that would be good, you know?
I think that if you're going to try and risk it all, though, this would be the opportunity to really look for that all-or-nothing sort of engagement reason. I wouldn't be surprised to see some of these duos even looking for more action inside of that early game. We've been seeing a lot better of resource control as well from these players transitioning from early into the mid-game, and I think that a lot of that just has to do from the same duos having participated in yesterday.
Yeah, and I think there's like a lot of the fights we're seeing in those early games are kind of drawn out right now. You know, we've got Ziandi. Thank you for changing your name. I can call you Ziandi and not Zero Without Chafix. I'm going to give you a clap for that one. Obviously, he's kind of pushing up a little bit north, which we're not seeing some of those fights because they're just happening and they're over, right? But that's kind of some of the fights we weren't necessarily expecting to see. We've seen a bunch of others with Freemock as well, which, you know, we set up at the top of the show, like, these guys are so aggressive, they're crazy. Freemock's going to go up against High Crest and Vortex off the top of the dome for quickly that one. And I thought it was going to be a 50-50 straight away.
But
no,
it seems
to be like a slower paced
Fortnite
fight.
glasses.
One on the tree side, one on the waterfall side there. So the fights are taking a little bit longer than I was kind of initially expecting.
When does this
Yeah,
game
despite
start?
the awareness that these teams
actually
have
give
for
a
these
shit.
new Storm Surge meta changes, at the same time, you don't want to find yourself wiping out early on because, again, when the points are so critical, especially entering the halfway point here, you can't really risk dropping from that top of the standings.
That's right. I'd actually love to kind of like take a look at the standings. If you guys are just tuning in, welcome. This is day 2 of the FNCS semifinals. We've already
fucking. Oh my goodness. Why is nobody else
going right on over to finals? We see that August 13th and 14th. Everyone else playing for top 6.
Please tell me you're in the game. Thank the fuck.
They've already said it so many times.
Never
if your
mind.
name is something, they're gonna call you that on the broadcast.
Even better.
And if it's a name that's not allowed, they're gonna action it. I don't know why you guys are so surprised they're sticking to what they said they would do.
Exactly, facts. But I'll probably get copyrighted by that fucking music. Nice. Thanks, Ozzy.
Ended up disengaging because the kind of drop wasn't all there. It wasn't amazing. So they already saw that kind of first mistake that they had made was, we're not landing first on this gun. They ended up moving out and kind of changing their game plan. And it's worked out really well for them in game number 2. So 2 really strong early games.
And watching these adaptations be made on the fly by a lot of these duos, you have to also keep in mind that these teams are aware of just how crucial it is to actually maintain that high ground control. We've already seen how much of an impact it can have whenever we start getting into the first moving zone. These duos that are taking the high ground from that point usually maintain it throughout the rest of these zones. So I think most of all, I kind of want to keep an eye out for some of these duos to maybe make some adjustments in terms of looking for that front zone positioning early on.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just like the classic. You got to do good, but the problem is, in order to do that, you have to have a good early game. You have to have a good mid game.
Waiting for like 10 minutes. Wait, I'm gonna go back.
Basically, most of the successful teams we've seen in game 1 and 2 have gone into moving zones with like 100+ builds. So you know when we're sitting there watching,
it's basically been 30. It's been 12 minutes and 50 seconds.
We're seeing them get really
since the game started.
Of course, it's always a good sign. You could say this before the Storm Surge change. You've got good maps. Of course, you're gonna go to end game. But now with the new Storm Surge changes, it's like even more impactful to have those at that point.
4 out.
That's right. That's right. We're getting everybody re-queued up on the battle bus. So for right now, why don't you check this out? This is where in the world?
Are you?
I think I'll be good at this because I know the map pretty well.
I'm very confident to win because I know every single spot at the map.
Yeah, I think I know the map.
Oh my!
So
I don't give a fuck.
I know very well the map.
No fucking way they restart. Oh my fuck. If I go in right now on Twitter and they restarted the points
this
and Savage is not first.
I think this is maybe a basement.
It's left from Reality Falls.
Okay, 100% is Greasy Grow. I know this one.
I think it's maybe in the new PUI with the mushroom.
There's nothing. Fortnite status.
Oh, Greasy Groove.
Greasy Groove, what? Oh my god.
Yes, let's go.
Oh my, let's go.
Okay. So where do I have to see?
I know where it is. It's Tilted Towers.
I think it's Tilted Towers, if I'm not wrong.
Wait, I can just type.
I don't know fully. I'm just gonna say Tilted.
Yes.
I'm just too good.
Where's the
I
restart?
wasn't like sure 100%.
I was 100%
Same.
sure,
I didn't get that.
Tilted got destroyed.
Bruh. Like, okay, I want to hear. I literally claimed it. I didn't even fucking get it.
Rave Cave?
Like, bro.
I don't know, I'll go with Sanctuary, like somewhere on islands.
I'm just gonna say...
Oh my fucking
Condo.
Oh, it's easy. Sanctuary, in the beach on the Sanctuary.
Just... I want
bro.
though half.
Oh, nice.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Okay, let's go. What? How am I?
Is this the guy who plays with Watson?
Oh, nice.
Really?
Yep. They probably restart FNCS.
It's easy. It's
Fortnite. Why am I not surprised?
Station.
It has to be Sign Up Station.
Sign Up Station. Sign Up Station.
This is on
why do
Sign Up
Fortnite
Station.
pros look exactly like I thought? Okay. No, hey.
Oh my.
Wait, I'm gonna jump on fucking Fortnite.
Okay, that was easy.
Yeah, I do it.
I don't know this. Yeah, good luck.
Maybe it's logjam.
So it's like basically the new POI. So I'll go with the reality falls.
Logjam Lumberyard or what is called?
No, this is logjam because of the crack shot house.
What? No way. What?
Yes.
Yeah, I do it.
Yeah.
I thought I was like about to do 505, but unlucky for me, I guess.
Some picture was really hard, but another picture is really easy.
It was really hard, but I think I did good.
I think I'd be near the top 100%, maybe even first with 4 out of 5 right.
Bro, they have no emotion. Like, bro. Yes, let's go tomorrow.
You guys are good like mechanical, but I swear, play together.
The fuck is Mori wearing? Is he wearing a fucking
Post them
robe?
though. Never. They are better than me.
Another picture is really easy.
Like I don't know the map. I know how to play the game. I don't know the map though.
Exactly.
I think I'd be near the top 100%, maybe even first.
Well, I know the
4
map,
out of
but
5 right.
not every location.
Thank you
Who
first.
the? I don't even know this chick.
I need your voice, Jordan. Shut up.
Who the fuck is she and why do I have her? I don't even know you. How do I? How did you get in here?
Gott med kuk, ja, men det säger vi ingenting om. Man behöver inte skriva det för det.
Bro, I don't even watch German. I don't even know German. Please friend
Who
me.
buzzed in
Okay.
first? It was Nako who buzzed in first.
I did, no?
How?
No, Nako.
That's actually the weirdest shit.
That is not correct, unfortunately. We're going to pass it over to Vino.
What the fuck? Oh my goodness, I thought my piece.
You're both wrong, unfortunately. You don't get a
Oh,
point.
fuck,
It's
I would
actually
just,
110 HP. It's quite a lot.
Nah, we would have cashed it, I think.
Question 3. Which EU player holds the most
So, in my
FNCS
opinion,
titles?
Savage should qualify automatically.
Okay, so
Or-
Vino.
Okay, they definitely have to
first.
keep 2 games.
Technically,
No way
is,
they
of course,
restart
correct.
FNCS fully.
Did you
If
know
they
that,
do, I'm
Nico?
actually. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
You knew it.
100%.
It's a tough one. It's a tough
Yeah.
one. Everyone knows it.
Is it actually in
Question
4 hours?
The unvaulting
Well,
event in
mates,
Chapter 2
I'm on
allowed
stream.
players to choose one vaulted item or weapon to return to the game. What was it?
I think I know it.
Okay, Nako's buzzed in. Do you know the answer, Nako? What is it?
I'd say it was the drum gun.
The drum gun is correct. Yes. Well done. Okay, that was very good. Question 5. What was the name of the first ever prized Fortnite tournament?
The fact that we're actually doing minigames and having
Solo
fun
Showdown.
instead of grinding
Solo Showdown is
Fortnite,
yes,
so that
correct.
shows they're not true grinders.
Close, Nako.
It has to be the summer
No,
skirmish.
there's oh my.
Summer
fuck.
skirmish is correct. Yes.
Okay, I'm chill.
Question 6. In the most recent EU
People are
FNCS
really watching
finals,
Blue Tour.
which player
Damn.
had the most eliminations?
Respect to them.
Vino,
yeah.
you buzzed in first.
What was
Who
your
was
name?
It was you. It was. Okay, the final question. Vino and Aqua had 3 VRs in their
By the way,
FNCS
I'm not
finals run
trash,
this
but
season.
I'm
Who
no
was the
pro,
last
so
FNCS
probably-
finals
you
team
probably
to
will
also do this on EU? You buzzed in
0
very quickly there,
results,
actually.
man.
I was confident, but I'm not too sure anymore. I think it's
Ghosted.
Hen Janice Shapix.
Hen Janice Chapix
Yep,
is
so
incorrect.
matches,
Hen
no
and
matches.
Queasy.
Hen, Tayson, and Chapix in the FNCS Grand Royale at the end of Season 8. The winner
I don't
of
think it's
first
me.
Battle Buzz of the season it's Vino.
I did say I'd win.
Oh,
There's
no
no
fucking way.
prediction.
Yeah, you knew. Are you happy you won?
I'm ecstatic. Because I've been trying to get better at these games. I've been revising, getting ready.
Okay, I'm gonna close this really quick and I'm just gonna do some Fortnite until we fucking wait. There's actually 0 chance FNCS is like, you added me, I'll chill. I'm checking Twitter on my phone. Latest. Maz FNCS winner 2070. Fuck off. What am I hearing?
Yo, bro.
Yo. I can't talk.
Huh?
Yo, I can't talk. Oh, fuck. I'm too distracted by this man. Yo, can't talk right now. 1 second.
Yo, bro.
Yo, what's up?
I'm really watching your stream right now.
Yeah, I know. I hear it. I hear it.
Oh my god, bro, I can't believe. I watch you every single day. Like on the.
Thanks so much, man. Oh my god, I got shit on. I got shit on.
Damn.
How long have you been watching? How long have you been watching them?
Let's see, only probably about a month.
Damn, you're grinding.
I was just going down TikTok and no, YouTube. I found you.
Bro, it's so laggy. Oh no. Bro.
Well, I got him.
The fuck?
I'm gonna buy my phone, okay? That's fine.
What did you say? What did you say? What did you say?
Can I invite my friend or?
Yeah. If he's not toxic. If he's not toxic. It's way too
no,
late.
he's just.
Way too late.
He's 11.
Oh, okay.
No,
That's good.
he cannot do shit.
That's good. Yeah, he can win.
Like yeah, but he's not.
Oh, what?
He's on.
Yep.
He's on
I got double pump. Fuck.
What the fuck is that called? He's in. Bro, what the? Save the world.
Wait, how old are you? Wait, how old are you?
Me? Oh my god, bro. I'm 12.
W timer.
The perfect time to get a call.
Oh, that was amazing.
Trying to play duos?
We can play duos or arena. Bro, how are you level 92?
I guess arena.
How are you level 92?
Oh, I feel like just grind the game every day.
Bro,
I never get off.
Bro, respect. You wanna do like?
Well, I don't know how I don't know how I level up.
You wanna do pubs or arena?
Arena.
Okay, one set. Please carry me. Please carry me.
I'll try my best. Wait, what the?
I need to warm up.
Hold it, wait.
I need to warm up a little.
I'll be right back.
Bruh, I got dropped. I got dropped, shot. Bruh, what is Fortnite competitive tweeting?
My game stopped working.
What do you mean by that?
Okay.
I looked up Fortnite, still didn't say anything.
Hold on. Oh. Who is? Oh my.
Somebody inviting you.
Yeah, bro. I don't know who the fuck he is.
I just block him. I just block him.
Oh, why does it not show that? Bro, okay.
But I hope if they're restarting FNC, I hope they don't like eliminate game 2.
I need a boost. Was that kind of racist? I called that man.
Yup.
I called that man KSI.
Yup.
He was.
What the fuck? Yeah, just chill on that shit.
I think my friend watches you too.
No way.
Yo, Maggie.
Yo,
yeah, bro.
Yo, what's up?
I'm about to get.
I told you I'll be right back.
Nah, bro, you said 1,000 years.
Yeah.
No, because they took so long to make.
What the
I'm about to put 1,000 years of death through your butt, bro. I'm about to combine my hands together and. Where are we going?
Where are we going? I think we should send Tilta.
Yeah, but. Me and Maggie, am I good at the game?
Silence.
Damn, he went AFK again.
The silence tells something.
Wow, you're cheating on. I'm joking. I am too straight. But how much PC does your, how much frames do your PC run?
What?
How much frames do your PC run?
120 to 140.
Mine's is 144.
Nice. I'm getting a revolver.
I feel like I'm the only person in your stream right now.
Maybe because like how do I say this? Fuck. Like I'm too tired to talk. It's like because FNCS is like fuck.
Because everybody's in the Fortnite stream, but not
Yeah,
yours.
because I title FNCS like co-op viewing party, so nobody expects it.
Do you know who Little Darky is?
Who?
She mopping through their lobby. Bro, I missed all my shots. Bro, what the fuck? Bro, my ping is so high right now. I'm not good, so.
It's okay, I don't care about arena points.
She mopping through the lobby, they're stopping it. Guys, wanna play like trio box fights or something?
One sec.
Damn.
Almost shit on the move for revolver.
For real though. Here, I'm just gonna play your stream, but I'm not gonna like make my.
We can do just arena trios. Oh, we doing this again.
Did you quit the stream or something?
What?
Nothing.
Nah, just say it. It's okay.
Watch. I'm about to show you one way they hit the gritty.
What? No. No.
Here, watch it. No, watch this. No, I was about to tell you. This is one way to hit the gritty. Hold up. Gritty.
No copyright, please.
It's just one way to hit the gritty. Let's watch that. Let's watch that on your stream.
What is that?
I'm joking, bro.
Blocked?
Please don't kick me, please.
Nah, I just fucking muted my stream.
I can't hear anything.
Yeah, that's why I did it.
Hey, tell me, is this copyrighted? I think Fortnite made it.
Bro, it doesn't matter.
It was copyrighted?
No, it was by NBA Youngboy. It's copyrighted.
NBA Youngboy.
Yeah, Youngboy Bear.
I've never heard this song before. I think the most people that were born back then would know this.
Oh my fuck.
Never mind.
Rick,
No, he got offline, so you have to kick him.
Bruh.
Should I do realistic box fight?
Oh yeah. Just do this one so. By the way, everybody knows that song.
I didn't know.
Bruh, it's a OG classic. It's like a 2012 one.
Imagine being born in 2012.
Bro, that was like 7 years after me. That's when I started going to school. Bro, it's been so fun.
I'm in 6th grade.
Damn, you're young as fuck.
So after this, you think you could do like a locker tour or something?
A locker tour? A locker tour? A locker tour?
Yeah.
Bruh, it's like it's not like I have a kind of lot, but not too like. It's not like I have a kind of lot, but not too like. Not too much.
She mopping through the lobby, stopping mopping. She's mopping through the lobby.
Bro, when is Epics yesterday? Bruh. Bruh.
Yeah, are you trying to play it?
No, I'm not gonna play FNCS. No, I'm not gonna play FNCS. Wait, no way, we're okay, different teams.
She's mopping through the
no way, we're okay, different teams.
She's mopping through the lobby. I don't know why I just emailed him. But my PS5 controller is not working. I'm running 100 ping right now. Bro, no!
Come here, pussy!
Bro, I'm lagging so much right now. Bro, I have no. Can you play on keyboard and mouse?
What?
Damn, bro, I play on controller.
Oh, rip.
But what is making my ping? What is making my ping so bad?
Bro, Fortnite is gonna copyright. And I can't run. Oh, what?
How I play is how my ping is.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, bro, you're lucky I'm letting you heal.
I got lucky. What do you say?
I'll totally let you heal. But your teammates are like a fawn.
Where the fuck are you? Where the fuck are you?
I'm scared. I need my imaginary father.
What the fuck? Oh, bro, I got so distracted from your comment.
I'm about to be distracted. No, I keep looking at your stream for some reason.
Yeah, you wanna know where I am? Yeah, you wanna know where I am? I'm a spectator. Oh, no, jeez.
You see how good your teammate is?
What?
You see how good your teammate is, bro? I'm kinda scared.
I need to warm up.
Wait, why is my team so
Oh
high?
my, nah, he's naughty.
Nah, bro. He hit one way to hit the gritty on me. My team.
Yeah, no shit, it's Ninja. Yeah, no shit, it's Ninja. His name is Ninja Hyper. Or it's your teammate. His name is Ninja Hyper. Or it's your teammate. Oh, nah.
Bro, I'm not good. I'm not good.
Nah, it's okay.
I'm gonna watch this. He fucking clipped me.
Yeah, not really a clip, but yeah, not really a clip. But he clutched at 2v1.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a clip, bro. Hey, look at this, K, bro. Suck my cog. I'm about to come in.
No, it's not. Hey. No, it's not. Hey.
I can't say that.
No, you can't, but you're not.
It does not sound right.
Bro, why is everybody running from me? What the fuck?
You're scary, bro.
I know I have a zombie outfit, but come on.
Bro, my ping is so high. I'm really out. Bro, you don't have to do this to me. I thought you loved me. Wow.
I'm joking. Oh shit, my teammate went down.
Bro,
Me versus Ninja.
I won. It's you versus Ninja. Oh my god. Who's gonna win? Bro, I don't like how it's not the so bro.
No, bro.
I don't know if it's just my game or something.
Yeah, it's kind of laggy.
She walking through the lobby, slapping me in mommy. Hey, guess what? What? Oh, your teammate left you.
Yeah, your teammate is leaving you as well.
What does that mean? Your phone about to get piece controlled by a controller player.
What was that?
I suck big. Suck my cum.
What
Cum. I was gonna say gun. Suck my gun. Bro, what do you think I was gonna say?
I knew what you were gonna say.
What? Yeah, but what do you think I was gonna say? So you speak Europe?
I speak Europe?
Yeah, that's what it says. I don't know if it's just my ping or it's my edits because like I'm. Bro, my grandma's probably like, I don't give a shit that you're playing with a streamer.
What happened?
I was beginning like games with small streamers on it. My grandma won't even care, bro. I'm like, well, if we go, bro, my controller runs got me messed up. The phone about to shoot me. Yes, that needs to be done.
Hi. Hi.
Bro, man's phone going for a clip. I suck the big.
Nah, you can't curse, but it's just like don't
Bro,
go
like
too,
you're,
like,
yeah, I think there's something wrong with your stream or something.
What?
Because like I've been watching the whole entire thing, but it's full on like.
Oh, delay? Yeah, I know. I found delay. Like,
Yeah, like every time you kill me, bro, it'll have like a 10-second delay.
yeah, so I wouldn't get. I got stream sniped before, so.
You got a stream snipe?
Yeah, by a banana crew twice.
Not trying to like sound like weird or anything. I tried to stream snipe you.
Bruh.
I wasn't really like trying to stream snipe you. I just want to get in the game. Get in the game with you. Yo, your ping's better.
No. I try to do something.
Let's watch that. Let's watch that. Okay, what do I do? Okay. Nice. So you basically just like, okay, that's mine. Okay, you take it. Nice. Boom. Cracking me.
Oh, you're a little bit more delayed. Like go a little bit
I know,
further.
for some reason. I'm watching on my other monitor. Let's just play some duos. On my other monitor. Oh god. Let's just play a new game. That'll be better.
GTA.
Nah, bro. Imagine playing GTA. Me.
Bro, it's
like,
the best
GTA,
game.
I'm not trying to be mean, but GTA.
Bro, it's the best game. Especially when the new DLC is gonna come soon. Wait, I'm ready. You want the locker tour.
Do you have the glow skin?
The what? What?
You have the glow skin.
When what the fuck is that? When what the fuck is that?
Okay, go back into your lobby.
Oh yeah.
Bro, put that skin on now. Listen to Dad. Put it on now.
I put it.
You have. No, go to the glow skin.
Yeah, I have it.
Where's the glow skin?
I put it on.
Yeah, I have it. Bro.
I put it on. What the fuck?
I'm joking, bro. I've gone.
Man, watch this
I've gotten glow.
What the fuck?
Bro, I watch Speed so much, bro. I do that face he does every time he gets mad.
Yeah, fuck it. I see that. I see that.
I do it all the time when someone makes me mad. I'll be popping my eyes on my eye socket. That's so weird, bro. I have probably all your skins except for like Carnage and Prowler and Goyle.
But do you have these styles?
I think I might have Raven. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I played that season.
Nah, but do you have?
Cause I've been taking breaks for all this. Yeah, I don't have it. But I have this skin. I think you have this skin.
Which one? Oh.
Okay. Do you have Blackheart?
Yeah. But I don't have the tier 1 skin. But I don't have the. I mean the tier 10. Nah, I mean 100. Yeah. I mean the tier 10. Nah, I mean 100. Yeah.
I have it.
Nice.
But I gotta turn up my loot. I kind of want to stream so bad, but I'm so scared.
Why? Just be yourself. Don't give
I don't know.
Be yourself. Don't give a fuck what others say. Like that's how you show a pro streamer.
There's something about you, I don't know why. Can't seem straight.
This is the goat skin though.
Oh!
Bro, I got friended by Seti, damn. Oh wait, I need to 1v1 this guy. Yeah, okay, let's 1v1.
Who the heck is Seti then?
I don't know, somebody wants to 1v1 me. Box fights.
Oh, he wants to do box fights.
Yeah. Box fights.
Bet.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna be trash.
Yo, Seti, what's up, my boy? Hey! What's up, my boy?
Okay, so I'm probably gonna be trash. Okay, so.
Okay.
Hello, Seti.
I have my autism is making me,
What the fuck?
Yo, Seti. I'm about to go into his YouTube channel and see what he got. I think we're.
Sorry.
Everybody in the stream.
Sorry. The lobby Seti. The lobby Seti.
Damn. What? Sorry.
Hey, righty up.
Wow.
Hey, righty up.
What the?
He probably gonna beat me. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I have no mic. Okay,
Cool.
I got you.
If they have like a. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Bro, I haven't played box
If
fights
they
like
have,
2 seasons.
if they have like the, if they have like that smiley face, smiley face in their in the name, that means you're a sweat, bro. Just like pushing P Oaken, that's my friend. Yeah.
Don't
go in. Don't
go in.
Is this Wow, why are you guys on my map?
I fucking know this song.
Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah. I'm sorry, this song's so good. Like,
wait.
It's like just that one beat. Get the hell out of my map.
Wait, where the fuck is switch maps?
Oh, hold up. There's a sick glitch. Okay, stand still. I saw the. Okay, so stand still.
I know how this is gonna go. I know how this is gonna go. I know how this is gonna go. I know. Bro, where do you switch the map? Bro, where do you switch the map?
Oh, it's over here. It's like... Yo, Seti, what you play on? Toaster? Microwave?
Fuck.
I'm in the live stream too, so...
PC. Okay. He plays on PC.
Got all the money on you, yeah.
Bro, stop. Bro, stop.
I'm sorry.
Bro, you're gonna get me
I'm
copyright.
being yelled at,
You're gonna
but
get me copyright.
I'm getting yelled at very frequently, man.
Oh my! This is the worst.
It's right here.
Hub I ever seen. This is the worst hub I ever seen. Like
Hub.
where do you switch? Yeah. Like, where do you switch?
You like go into the. It's over here.
No. Yeah, but can you switch the map? Yeah, but can you switch the map?
Yeah, you can.
Oh fuck. Okay.
You can control if it's like.
Fuck it.
What's up, Mexican?
No. Bro. No.
Oh, PC? Oh, I think we all play on PC.
Bro.
Beaners.
Are we just gonna ignore what the fuck you just said? Are we just gonna ignore what the fuck you just said?
What? I said beaner. What you talking about? I never said that. Yeah, I got box fights.
Yeah, put on box fights.
I got box fight.
Yeah, put on box fights. Whoa, bro, Series is what the fuck, Seti? What the fuck, Seti?
PC daddy? Oh, call me that one more time.
Yeah, I'm gonna get fucked by YouTube.
What? Spending all my money
oh
on
shit,
you,
yes, this
yeah.
happening. Jeff, yes, this happening. Okay, let's do this real quick. Is this yeah, okay, this is box PvP. Yeah, okay, this is box PvP.
Oh my god,
Everybody
bro.
ready up?
That's funny.
Everybody ready up?
Okay, one more time, please. Can we do one more time?
What?
Please, bro, you just let me, bro. I gotta vibe to the song.
Yeah!
Okay, that was the last one.
Fuck! Okay, I think I unmuted you. Can somebody restart the game? What the fuck, Seti?
Yo, bro.
What?
Do you end your stream?
Nah, I'm not gonna. After this box fight, I'm going back to watch.
Oh. Can you always like talk to me?
How is there more people?
What? Bro, Almor, suck mine.
Bro, you saved the fucking banana.
I spent all my money on you, yeah. Got a big shawty on you, yeah.
GG. Save the fucking.
I spent all my money on you, yeah. Got red on
One second, Sham. After this 1v1, because this man
Yeah,
has some, I'm
fire.
gonna do FNCS again. Bro, how is there so many people fucking joining? Wait, I'm just gonna turn this shit off. Let me focus. What the fuck is this, man? Fuck. You should have went for me, Bogut. I hope this is mine. Oh shit! GG, Matt. Bro, 31 seconds is damn. Or is it? I don't know. There's so many people now. I missed clutch shots. Oh, oh fuck. Talk again, please. Nah, I just muted that shit. Wait, one sec. 3 wins in a row, bot. One sec. Yo,
bro. Where do you go?
I just muted the thing. What the fuck is with my FPS?
I'm kind of scared right now.
Bro, what the
I'm
fuck?
spending all my money on you. I'll be right back.
No!
Damn. Bro, how is it? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to be mean or anything. Wait, I'm not trying to be mean, bro. Okay, don't take it serious. But I'm surprised you got clapped by your own fan.
I don't know this guy.
Oh, never mind then. I'm about to say,
What
how
are
do
your
you?
video settings? I don't know, but right now I'm
One time
lagging,
I used to stream a lot.
It's probably because I've been playing all day.
There's some guy watching my stream once. He friended me too. And I'm like, I'm not thinking much, bro. This man can clap me 1,000 times. That's so hard. But damn, are you gonna let the Ruby take that L on you?
Nah, it's still 3-1. It's still 3-1.
Oh my god. Yo, bro, you there? Yo, there you
Bro,
go.
man got worked with no mats.
What's up, bro?
Bro, I killed him with no mats.
Bro. That's sad.
Bro,
How you really
shitting on
good
me at one point. What'd you say?
It's kind of toxic if you take the L.
Exactly, that's why I'm like emoting. Oh no way, he just goes through my build.
Goes through you.
Yeah,
What?
he went through my build.
How did he go through?
I don't know. Bro, I spared
So you like Fortnite? That's some.
Said you win this.
Me?
Oh shit. Oh, you're the Midas.
Yeah, who do you think I was?
I didn't even know.
Wow, me.
I was like saying, bro, this man's missing like clutch shots and everything, and it's you.
Bro, I'm running 100 ping right now. Like, if you have Discord, bro, I can really send you a pic right now. I'm real. Yeah, 1,000
what's
ping.
up, Sizz? I'll send Sizz.
It's like 1,000 to 100. So people have a faster
I can't
time to
read
react
that.
than me.
I'm gonna do FNC. Yeah, I'm gonna do FNC in 3 rounds.
See, but what? How the hell? What did what? It's making my ping so down.
Yo, I tagged that guy. Sadie, I tagged that guy.
I have to go back on my settings or something. No, I'm set. Right, cool.
Ba, 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 ba.
Who's your favorite YouTuber?
Fuck. Vanos. Yeah, Vanos good.
Oh, me?
No, Vanos gamer.
Me?
Bro, this man lagging his ass off.
I'm lagging too, bro. This map is so laggy, bro.
Bro, am I just fucking getting targeted by the whole server?
Wait, you call me bad?
No.
Oh, I thought you called me bad. Hey, trust me, bro. I'm not really this bad, but I'm running so much. I thought you died. I really thought you died.
Yo, what's up, Slow Music? How we doing? We're doing FNCS. It was just on a break, so after this next round, doing FNCS. If you were wondering. But what's up? I remember you from last stream. How you doing? 1 sec. Let me just finish this round. Bruh, set, rap, so GG. I'm just going against the red guy. The red guy is white.
I'm one just hiding.
Keep spraying.
Oh, you're getting shot from SETI, aren't you?
Don't know. He might kill me though. Bro, why am I getting so many friend requests? What the fuck?
Damn, bro, I just clipped SETI, sorta.
Yo, chill with the friend request, man.
Bro, like, suck my... Oh my... What am I?
This guy probably will win. He will have higher.
Bro, who the...
Oh, GG, I had no mats. Oh, yeah.
Bro, like, man, so toxic.
It's fine, I 7-2 them. Okay. Okay, I'm a go, boys.
Bro, people be inviting me, but never be joining.
So yeah.
Here, join.
Okay, boys, I'm a go real quick. See ya.
Bye. Bye.
Okay, chat, let's go back to FNCS.
Okay.
How the leaderboard's looking. We should be good, right? Yeah. Why is everybody... Don't tell me it's Minecraft Championship, I swear the fuck.
Letting the chaos reign below and said, you know what? We'll wait it out. We'll let them battle. They came in at the perfect moment. They strike like a cobra, and that is going to be their ticket to the final.
That's true. No, Savage plays top 5.
But it's one they will enjoy for sure. They get the chance now to go back to the FNCS final and prove the doubters wrong. What a way to do it. Really nice. Really nice.
Oh shit, I didn't get the...
Great job for that duo, but not only them.
I'll add you after the stream,
okay? We're holding up strong. Reason was staying up for an incredibly long time. Mr. Savage as well was staying up. I mean,
let's go, Savage.
The players that were just surviving, getting eliminations, they
Savage,
were really clutching it up for their team.
Even these teams who aren't winning the game, like Jakarta said, they're accumulating points.
Okay, I want Savage to win and Stormurai. Savage and Stormurai.
Reese and Zeke.
Maybe Teak.
Thank you guys so much. I feel like, did we go back to Chapter 3, Season 2, where it was all dominated by solo efforts there for a minute? Because, yeah, I mean, to their
it was
point,
last season.
Reason,
The fuck you mean
Savage
go back?
By themselves,
It's so nice seeing next game and
the beautiful play on low ground to hit the 180 max damage purple striker pump headshot. You know, we know there was another player in this lobby who's now removed who was called only 185, which is obviously, you know, a little play on words about max damage with the gold striker. But you know who's putting it into action right now? Noah Rayleigh. And it's not even.
Bro, when they say removed, is Tayson playing? Nah, he already qualified. Or he's not playing at all.
If you think about it, they're the same person.
Fuck,
because they're working as a team, and so when one succeeds, so does the other at the same exact time.
Most big names, I think, already
definitely came up huge here. The fact that he was able to maintain up until that
we need a Savage qual
position is definitely a nice spot to be in because, again, they're already in the top 6 for the leaderboards, and at the halfway point, that really couldn't be a better position.
Yeah, almost. I don't want to say guarantee.
Oh, Revscar won game 1, I remember.
Resub or 11 2K guarantee on it. But I see as they went down there, they were in first place. So I'm thinking that when you get to the leaderboard, which is obviously halfway point, we should probably see them in first.
Okay, we did talk about a duo before this game, JJ2, and of course his duo mate. We kind of had some questions about this duo, right? There were things we wanted them to work on going into this game. Did we accomplish that?
I think he started her when, like, bruh.
Okay, that game, right?
It was a little bit mid-tier here. They could have definitely pulled off a little bit more, but you can't complain about solo clutch opportunities here. And I think that for Aware especially, I mean, he just seemed pretty aware what was happening in the mid-ground here. He just kept the tags applied the whole way through, and it's actually rather impressive because for the first 2 Storm Surges, we didn't actually have to see any Storm Surges.
Okay, they're still second.
Zone. It was actually these duos playing so aggressive from the get-go that
let's see.
they were taking each other out before I had to be a concern.
Definitely. When we saw these guys earlier on, I was like,
okay, they're good by 30
points.
points.
Position to win because they had like
they still need to
builds in that
play these 2 games
out. You saw there at that highlight moment, they're getting a bunch of eliminations as the first zone started moving. They seem to be in like the perfect position, but of course it went wrong with the way they're going down.
He's from Slovenia, right? Or Slovakia?
I keep messing those two. To clutch up a second place by himself, then
they're like
great game for them and
similar flags.
Of course.
There you go. That's all it is. You just gotta listen to Resub. What does Resub say? Adjust my gameplay, and then bing bang bosh, you win.
Bang bang bosh.
Bing bang bosh. Anyway, let's talk about the duel that did win Kylie and Fastroki. They're going right to finals. They've secured themselves a seat on the bus, and I'm happy to see this is a high caliber.
Yeah, absolutely, and I know that they're going to be really happy because Kylie was very upset that he didn't manage to make it to semifinals last season. Now he was chuffed to start with getting to semifinals. At this point, he's just punched his ticket all the way to the final. And for this duo, neither of them,
if it wasn't for
Kylie
him
or
last
made
year,
it to finals in chapter 3 yet, which is so funny because like at the end of chapter 2 they were like becoming staples of the region.
And so the fact that they're able to
because
finally find this resurgence of not only their own histories in a sense, but just in their gameplay potential, I think that this is where we really got a chance to see this team kind of elevate themselves to that next point. And now it's just going to be the finals that they have to focus on. But I do have a deep appreciation here for Strokey and Kylie and the fact that they were able to just maintain not only that low ground presence, but able to challenge on the mid ground as well.
I'm looking out for that Twitter clip after this game, I'm telling you that.
That's right. They secure a spot, but we only have 3 more. Remember, that's a victory royale, or we place in the top 6. Take a look. DKS, Deceptos, they are now fighting themselves in a top 6 position. They've moved up 4. They're looking okay, but as we kind of look top to bottom, it really looks like the Noah Riley, Reason, and then Hen and Mr. Savage show right now. They're just pulling farther and farther away.
Yeah, obviously halfway. So there's still 3 games left. So remember, we still said Hen and Savage are fighting off spawn, which is a big problem for them. But I'm kind of looking at 2 teams in particular. Podesai Exquis, who's now in 4th, and PKR and Teak, who's now in 8th. And those 2 have dropped relatively consistently. Remember, that was our top 4, right? 2 bad
Bro, she
games
looks
for
like
both of them
she
who started to
like
open up
doesn't give a
leaderboards.
fuck.
Like, we saw a huge,
Yeah,
a huge
Doncic,
clutch from
I watched
DKS there.
basketball a lot.
Bragging out in a 2v1 and then
shit
Deceptos after that. Managed to clutch up.
Chat,
2,
who better,
so
LeBron
great
or
for Hen, of course.
Giannis?
Top of the leaderboard, so how can we not talk about Hen and Mr. Savage?
And Mr. Savage held on until the very end, and it wasn't even an instance of him feeling as though he was alone
Giannis
because
for me
he was
is,
making sure that someone else was going to go
top
down
15
with
all
him
time.
before he was taken out himself. And I think that as far as Mr. Savage
It's a hot
is concerned, he knows
Yes, he's so
exactly
young,
what is on the line here.
top
Reese, you've already elaborated on it so many times, but
I can name,
he
like,
is
10
one
players,
of the
bro.
only 5 players
Like,
that
all
still
time.
needs to find his way
MJ
into this
number
finals,
1.
and I don't think that that's a position that he
too.
wants to miss out on.
Only 3 games left to go, right? They've got this on lock. It's Hen. It's Mr. Savage. But now, guess what? We have game number 4. This is
don't do the
halfway mark with
commentary
3 games
curse,
left to
I
go.
beg you.
Who will find their seats on the bus? We got casters to help us find out.
Game 4.
We need to hope Savage calls this
Thank
game,
you,
and
Zeke.
then
The
next
halfway point.
next
the place
game,
I like to be at of day 2 semifinals. It's the
and
moment where the
tomorrow that
players
other team
start getting a bit more nervous,
That's
get
what
closer and
that's what
closer
we
to
need
those
from
last
Savage.
matches where those points, your placements, your eliminations,
Imagine they
your
get
early
on
game,
an
everything
somehow
matters
extra count, get into
so
an
much more.
FNCS and
Yeah, I
fucking
think
group
the
the
big
team.
thing as we move throughout the rest of these games is now is your chance to really step up. If you've had a slow start, it's fine. We forgive you. We understand it happened. But now you need to start to pick up the pace because the consistency teams, they've not been slipping up.
They have not, but really just how these players set themselves up for the late game. You have to get through the early game. Some players being contested, like one of our top duos, Mr. Savage and Hen. And if you're not contested, you have to find a way to get that damage.
Bruh. Something
Storm
like
Surge is
in
not
my
being
city
kind.
has
Look,
been going
being
on.
contested, although it has its issues, very much can benefit
Nah,
some
Chell,
of
let me
these
tell you a
teams. And
story,
so
Tim.
we'll see which ones will be the ones to benefit and which ones will just downright go off spawn
we went
and have to
to
watch the rest of the
the,
game as we hop off of the battle bus
fuck.
once again.
We went to the store, right? Get some food, get some
See the
shit.
players gliding through the wind, looking like birds in the sky.
What fucking happened? As soon as we fucking checked
the center
out,
of the map here, you can hear
like
the gliders
with
being
everything,
brought out.
We checked out. I threw the
Really the
fucking
moment
check, right?
To show
And the fucking power
your
goes down
dominance,
on the whole shore. We didn't fucking get it. Then we start going because we paid. We needed to fucking prove that we paid for it. Like, what the fuck?
And then, cool, you can have it.
And then after that, what we did was I had to fucking go through the fucking trash with the receipts to fucking get the receipt. Like, bro. But I understand the worker, like,
the other way around,
like,
because
you don't want
Stompy's obviously taking a big chunk of damage off
lose
Spawn.
that much fucking profit if we didn't pay because the fucking store and
chug
everything.
splashes as well.
It was so weird.
I mean, Sadie now and Rickley.
Definitely,
really ahead
definitely
of
a
their
first
opponents
time,
in terms of loot. And if they decide to take that early engagement, they would have the dominance, the upper hand. But the question is, do they have the confidence to do it? As we switch back over to Rocky Reels with a duo that does have that confidence. Kovacs and his duo partner up above, trying to find angles, trying to find openings to have a shot, to make something happen here so they can play even more aggressively.
Yeah, for neither of these teams, it's necessarily been the best of days, the best of starts. We obviously saw UN and Buzz winning off spawn a decent amount of times yesterday, but up against Kovacs and Zrox, we'll see whether they can keep that streak going. Zrox and Kovacs won't make it easy for them. Two very talented players in their own right. Well, actually just opting to move away now. Doesn't want to fight over at the TV side. A fight that is happening though is Stompy and Ju versus Rickley and Sadie. And Ju has gone down and Stompy will follow. And you see instantly the laughs are coming out. Sadie and Rickley clearly taking this one personally.
I thought they might have had the donkeys for a second there with the laugh coming out, but no. It's just the duo feeling happy after coming out on top in their early off-spawn fight. As now, I'm curious to see how this change for Mr. Savage and Hen, if it benefits them, or if it does the opposite. Like you were mentioning, Levin, they're not going to have that damage off spawn now, as they have nobody contesting them.
No, they didn't kill it. I think they're
change up
unconned.
their routes to one that has more openings, puts them in a position to have more visibility and do that damage that they'll need.
On the minimap, you can see in the south, east of the minimap.
That's good for them, but let's see how Surge is gonna play out for them.
We always see fights in that sort of area.
Maybe the team like went, nah, we ain't gonna contest in their top two. We don't wanna get hate.
Ruin the party of Rickley and Sadie.
Because I don't wanna fucking see
Savage.
Savage.
That seems to be what they're doing. Force takes down Sadie and Rickley. Looks like he's gonna follow suit as well.
If Savage gets some con tilt in finals, I think he can win.
Forcing him to make a decision, and the decision eventually was made. He decided to go back to the lobby.
What level? How many levels you
win
get?
this fight? The cleanup crew coming in.
Me and Expo doing like the
decision
fucking skin double skin
the one they wanted, but
or you can get the skin.
Now, Xerox and his duo partner Kovacs have gotten those two eliminations in the Rocky Reels. We saw that engagement kind of starting off beforehand. And Kovacs, and Xerox were the aggressors. And once again, the aggressors have come out on top, and that might be what we'll see here in Greece as well.
Damn.
Our number one duo, Noah Riley, Resin.
Like somewhere
They
around
have
maybe
the
more,
upper hand.
maybe
They
less.
have the aim as Fremont gets taken out.
Fremont went down. I know he's fucking punching
Sounds
shit.
weird to say, but sometimes you forget how insane Noah Riley truly is. Nice little shot.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I just wait, there's 6
clean
games
aim he
today?
does have.
Oh nah, fam.
Aware and JJ2 over at the Joneses, they do have the grapple glove this game, which is interesting. So, yeah, both of them do have it. Sometimes you,
Bro,
you see one
Minecraft
person have it, the other one
Championship is
doesn't. You're thinking,
happening.
oh,
Are you
okay.
fucking
But both of
joking?
them do have them. And that is the potential for really good things, of course. The Joneses is a really strong POI. You can get a lot of materials here. They can opt to farm their metal as well. As the zone is pull tools on north, so they can get there with relative ease. For HMS is
Nice.
the fight
Good
continues
shit.
here against this duo.
Savage.
And they'll close
Good
things
shit.
out. Already picking up Swag earlier, and now have Nada quickly following. So even though they didn't get contested off spawn, they do eventually get that damage that they needed. So another game that's setting up really nicely for HMS and Savage.
I mean, it's looking great for them. They, honestly, they're doing it perfectly. The Siptos, though, DKS, they don't have those eliminations. And they still need that damage. The issue is, you can even see on the minimap, there's not anybody close by.
How the fuck I have 13
So they're just
levels
gonna choose to
already?
continue
What?
farming.
They do have a bit of time, but
Bruh, Expo, you gotta pick your game up.
the duos here, they're kind of scattered around the islands on the edge of the map. If they haven't done the damage early, they'll have to put themselves in a position to do it. Godbury. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong.
Right back, chat. Okay, 1 second.
As now they decide to swim back in. Teak, though, on the other hand, around side the Daily Bugle. This is a position of the map that has a lot more duos close by, whether it be inside the Bugle and the surrounding buildings, trying to kind of scavenge any loot they have or can find, or even a position to put themselves in to have that upper hand. But I believe that Mini Miner has a quick recap for us.
Thank you so much to Carlton. Now, we saw that Hen and Mr. Savage were uncontested. Now, what happened to the team that were originally contesting them? It's Polly and his teammate landing on the grapple gloves nearby. Then, elsewhere, of course, we're seeing another fight go down. We saw Fremont just go down. How did that all come about? He did end up clutching up the 2v1. So his teammate, Fakey, did go down, but that was the cause of another team coming in. Of course, Reason and Noah, they were trying to get this res, but it didn't happen.
That's a real tough one, right? You know that feeling as a Fortnite player when you clutch up 1v2, you think you've saved the game for you and your teammate, and then boom, somebody rolls in, especially if that person is Noah Riley and Reason. One of the worst feelings possible. Never really much you can do there, but hopefully we'll see a rematch at Greasy Grove next game.
Speaking of the duo, we can see them now feeling that much happier. I actually did see Mr. Savage and Hen close by. I mean, this is their area of the map close to the Tilted Towers. So first place team, second place team being close together could cause a bit of a shakeup. But hopefully with the damage they've already done, seeing that both duos do have eliminations, they won't choose to do anything too risky as Splash now Zohan have based up on the edge of the Daily Bugle here. Great vision of their surroundings. Lot of duos close by. So I believe that they should be able to be pretty confident here going into the later mid-game.
Walks and Robab. A team that holds plenty of firepower, and they've shown that at times so far this weekend. But I need them to show just a bit
hopefully
more.
Hopefully Zandy gets first.
We've seen them.
No, I hope Savage gets
Some
first.
games opting to take good positions, opting to take straight up fights and others. But for the Swedes, it's all about starting to find some momentum, some rhythm as they start to push towards a top 6 finish, maybe even a victory royale. Who knows? Let's not rule it out.
Anything can happen, right? You never know.
Okay, we need a Stormy right and a Savage one.
Last place team come out, take the high ground at the perfect moment and secure the victory royale. But it's for the people that are playing consistently, constantly making it to that end game, being in that threshold to qualify through consistency. It is top 6 as a reminder. But now Default Stormy right. They've got some initial tags, but you gotta be careful. You gotta look around you, Default. As he's been cracked down to 59 HP. Quick enough to pop the minis, and I don't believe it's gonna be enough to make their opponents push. The zone did close further away, so they want to focus on the rotate here. They pulled up north, closer to the top northeast side of the map around the Daily Bugle, but now Joe and Ziandi gonna have to do one of the longest rotates in the lobby, but be careful there, Joe getting cracked.
Yeah, he's looking out for somebody. Knows his players that could hold them in. And this is a team that, again, a lot of people will be hoping can start to pick up the pace when it comes to their performance. Not quite up to their standards so far today. But there's no rush, right? Still got a couple games left. We've seen teams do greater comebacks in the past. For Kai and Tuan, after coming so close to qualifying straight through earlier today, they'll really be pushing. Of course, over here at Shifty Shaft, they have grapple gloves. They clearly have an idea of
we don't want Tis and Tuan on our
close.
Yes.
Tuan in that crucial 1v1 earlier.
Tyson is just too dumb. We need a Savage.
And even if not, just rising the standings, right? Top 6 will do it. Pixie, Fork, rotating their way on in as well, towards the north of Shifty. This is a team that
Yes,
was close at times
nah,
in
man.
previous
Taser already has like 4
competitions, but
fucking FNCS
again,
wins.
starting off slow today.
Switching back over, Mr. Savage Hent using a lot of materials to rotate here. They play more on that safe side. They're okay with using the materials, especially if you can refarm it or play aggressive later and get those eliminations before the moving zones. And that's a standard for this duo. We always see them 2 or 3 eliminations going into that 5th zone or even more. But you got to be careful because you can put yourself into risky situations with a playstyle like that. Luckily enough, though, the amount of loot they have,
yeah, true,
they can take when they get shots like this, having the shield kegs, having the splashes.
Yeah, you'd be happy because he's from your fucking country, man.
But for a duo like Jackson Vico here, 3 eliminations starting it off.
Well, Hen is kind of Lithuanian.
Striker pump with the grapple gloves. I mean,
Hen is like
the only thing they really need here is damage.
He was born.
Yeah, they will find damage available to them as they head over towards Sleepy. There are players here. And so it won't be impossible to get themselves up in terms of damage.
Photocyanix squeeze now. Keep farming up. I feel like these players have adapted more to the new Storm Surge mechanic. They've gotten more used to doing damage, and they're not forced to put themselves into as risky situations. Still 72 players up. Vico on the feed taking down 1, but we switch over to Birch and Slimy, who are still in the zone as it closes. Still 40 seconds for it to close.
Yeah, Savage
I might have spoke too soon.
You got
as we're about to see a lot of engagements unfold.
Red and Red Scar.
Birch taking the time to use the medkit. That's probably going to be his best bet, right? On a solo on HP, he knows there's going to be people potentially looking at them as they move on in. His teammate Slimy is struggling and actually has just been knocked straight up. Doesn't have any armored walls and actually doesn't actually build around his teammate in time. A bit of a blunder there. And so Birch now is a solo in a duo's world. And even though they are moving past the bugle, I doubt he'll be able to find time in there to get a reboot off. If he is, it'd be a very admirable attempt. And if he's not careful, he's actually just gonna glide his way on into somebody else's box. It was Hen and Mr. Savage very close by. I might have spotted him.
Wait, why are they in zone?
To get into the zone, but you can see just how many players are here, still in the store.
They're really good on both.
Zone yet, even though it's close by.
I believe something caused this, because for the duo, like Mr. Savage and Hen, I mean, they had more than enough damage to not worry about Surge, even loot. But let's look at Rabav here. Walks, forced to use those chug splashes. They're getting kicked bit by bit by the Storm Surge, but hopefully they don't take a bite that's too big here as the duo. They're going up against has the upper hand, the edge against them with almost 200 effective
Don't
HP.
see them in the kill feed, so I think
as they get more of an opportunity now to play a bit more aggressive. They hear their opponents getting cracked. They know that they're losing shield and HP. And I feel like they're just waiting for the right moment to strike.
Yeah. I just want him 2 and 1s. Like, at least once. Like, we can't have Savage have the same legacy as Benji as never winning in FNCS, but being...
They might run out of heals before that player does go down. There are players above and below them, and so you can see the desperation now kicking in.
Okay, what if Savage wins in
force his way into the box?
Quits. Imagine that.
But it's not looking that easy.
It's technically the only thing stopping
that's one of the worst things.
achieving
We've seen that happen so many times today, where a player desperate for Surge decides, look, I'm just going to all or nothing, jump into someone's box, and the players just let them fall into their trap. It's going to be something we see multiple times as well for the rest of today.
It's not a trap you want to fall into, especially when you have the best of the best in the region prepared, waiting for you to do it. As now Kiduo and his duo partner are above Surge, feeling good, feeling confident. But for a duo like Hen and Mr. Savage, they've been trying to get in the zone for so long. Although they had a lot of damage at the start, now Hen sliding down, almost like a surfer snowboarding down the hill and using that to his advantage. Getting a quick elimination. Hen, are you serious?
Good shit.
That was insane.
That's what I like to see from Hen, the true Hen.
Honestly, that was crazy.
Right, that was so fun to watch. Like,
making use of the mechanics there to just glide his way on down into someone's box, and then pairing that with the elimination. That was a
At one point, he
nice
flew like
play,
a
to say the least. Joe, he's gonna have to make
Have
and
you guys
string
seen the
together a
fucking
bunch of nice plays.
meme where
There
a
are
fat
some
man
maps
goes
there that
down a
you
war
can
side and
use
just
the
goes so far off?
gloves to loot in.
Or the
Reason
lifeguard
survived
that
it.
fucking
Ooh,
sent the person
so
flying.
close. Reason almost going down. The campfire will be a
Oh,
saving
that's a
grace, but
GG. It's a GG's.
unfortunately for Noah Riley, he wasn't able to
GG.
find it in time, and so he goes down. Joe actually takes him out, and that's exactly what Joe needed. The problem for Joe is that as he goes into the zone, there's going to be so many people looking at him, so many teams just watching and waiting, and they know now how low he is.
I think he's C.
So they're going to keep on pressuring, keep on shooting, even if he builds them up. It's going to take a lot of his builds to create the distance, the space needed.
The metal gets constructed. The shots keep coming in. The bullets ricocheting against, clanking on the walls. Joe, less than 50 effective HP to work with, only at 39. He has the med the minis, but not a lot of time to use them.
By the way, if you
as now
enjoyed the
he might
stream,
just
everybody,
have caught a breath here.
subscribe and like if you enjoy
Hopefully, we'll be
It's
able to
only
pop
if you
this
enjoy
mini
the
and med
content.
mist here. But looking at the replay,
want
we'll
the
see how he got this
comments to be
elimination.
pure
Boxing up his
enjoy
opponent
the
like a little
character.
fishy,
Ooh.
missing the initial shot.
I'm telling you,
but
that
was able to
skin
take him out
isn't
with
good
the first
for
assault rifle.
Hey, look, Joe is a top player, but he's very lucky there. After missing that shot, very fortunate to still be alive. JJ2 and aware though. This is a team that has definitely been able to make their mark so far today. And they have the perfect sort of setup to be able to go through and have another top game. Unfortunately for Gunbury and Vacan,
what is the strategy?
they're gonna have to expend a lot of materials to get
Did you just
into
shoot
a lot of
through
materials
the...
that they don't really have. And we're seeing the effects of that now as they sort of try and cheap it out and save somewhere possible. They will just take some damage.
I think Savage,
So
Savage
ultimately, this is a team that, if they aren't able to even stay alive, will probably have to jump into someone's box to get their eliminations.
And that's not what you want to have to end up doing. You can come out on top, but it's just that much more risky compared to other ways of getting damage. But XWeeze here put aside, 216 above, 9 charges on the grapple glove. His duo partner, similar. But a duo that does not have his mobility, High Chris and Vortex. And not only that, they're below Surge, cracked now to 43 HP. The danger levels keep increasing, the caution, the warning signs. They have to be careful here. Vortex gets cracked as well. Now both High Chris and Vortex.
I think that's Savage
you want
and
to avoid
getting a lot of...
as the metal
Oh, yeah, I
builds
need to
come
stop
through.
talking about them too much.
Using material after material, getting nervous, getting stressed
Vortex
out, not
getting
being able to
freaked.
edit. As now
Yeah, he's
the storm is
raging.
picking them down. 32, 27, 22. Make it into the zone, but is it gonna be enough?
got
If
it.
not, as now it's all up to High Chris, but he as well.
Yeah, and the problem there for them is that once Vortex starts taking as much damage as he does, High Chris has to be the one to take over and lead to get them into zone. You saw Vortex just got too low to the point where he couldn't handle the pressure anymore. And High Chris eventually fell as well behind him.
PKR and Teak, they're looking more healthy on the good side here. I feel like they're hunting for something or opening a path for them to begin their rotate once the zone starts moving. But the chaos is shortly to begin. We saw the half and half zone. It pulled towards the south. And now these players have to decide what they're gonna do to get there.
For the Siptos and DKS, they have got a journey to make. You can see them scouting out the rotation. And their choice is going to be to sort of swim, half build, it seems, to get their way on in. The Siptos and DKS having to spend quite a bit of materials, but they do look good on maps, and they actually are able to top themselves off just here as well, as DKS takes the lead in the reins of things. But this is a sight to behold. Hen and Mr. Savage. If you've been watching EU for a while, you'll be very accustomed to seeing Hen in these sort of positions. In the past it was with Queasy, but this season it's going to be with Mr. Savage. And so what can they do up from
Wait,
above?
why did they
Will
switch?
be able to hold on?
Why did Queasy?
A position you like to see them in, but a position you don't like to see as much as the one Zohan and Splash have put themselves into. They have the damage, but do they have what it takes to stay up here? Duos below, duos on the side. So many options, so many angles for them to get shot from. But they have to take this very seriously. They have to concentrate and not make those edits that are too risky. As now they've gotten a bit of tranquility. They can play slower, they can relax. But for a duo like Mr. Savage and Hen, they're kind of banking on that first moving zone that has pulled south. So all these duos that are up north have that much further of a rotate.
The big thing is that they'll be hoping and waiting for the teams using their grapple gloves to rotate in. Look for a timing, wait for people to start fighting. If you hear those sound cues, that's when you start to make your rotation. That's when you start running. For Arto and Mixon, that's going to be the trigger for them to start moving in. And they don't have many materials, so they'll have to get the timing just right. Looking to see if maybe they can even follow another team. And actually finding a refresh maybe on the way to their journey into the zone. Mixon dealing a big amount of damage, but they weren't able to close it out in time. A brilliant attempt. Unfortunately, nothing to show for it.
The attempt continues. This could be what Mixon and Archer need. They get in 24 white, but he's not able to knock down his opponent. Hardfine
no way.
When it's needed.
Hardfine was like 2
both players down. Now Hen and Mr. Savage, they've decided it. They want the high ground. They want the victory royale. But for Deceptos, he's lost his duo partner. Tikaz as well, but he secures an elimination. Unfortunately, though, the opponent does go into his box. He goes down.
Squeeze is at the front of the zone, and he's looking to try and chop high out, and that might be a possibility with a fight breaking out between Mr. Savage and Zaka. Hen's actually fallen, and so another game where Mr. Savage has to try as a solo.
In the first place spot, though, he wants to maintain that. He wants the crown with 2 eliminations to his name. 1 more mini he needs to pop. He continues his wrath down below. Now with Ark and Zika on the high ground, they're feeling the confidence. They're feeling happy in the 22nd spot. This victory royale is crucial for them.
This is their opportunity. They hold the keys to high ground. But for this hit off down below, he doesn't have DKS. Just as a solo, he needs to stay elevated.
I kind of like
stay
this.
out of people's
I
way.
kind of like this from at the
2
same
eliminations
time.
on the board. JJ2 not with any, but they're looking
because
to get that number up. His default now continues. He has the grapple glove.
There can be a team that's like
to work with. A lot of opportunity
deserves
here,
to qualify,
but
they don't qualify because
the materials.
like
only
some
3
team
builds
with, like,
left for
2
Joe here.
points
2 getting shortly down to 1. Joe needs to find an elimination.
But the problem with the wood is that people know he's weakened, so they will force and chase him down and out of the lobby. Joe could not handle the pressure.
Aware though, looks like he can. He has the builds, he has the loot. Now finding more down below as the high ground is being dominated. Not a single person below. Looking above as X-Squeeze and Protosi continue to stay ahead of the zone. That's the advantage you get with the grapple glove. Now they have that opportunity to look behind, look to see if the players that have not had a good rotate like Default and Stormy here with only 7 builds who have to play it slower, but Aware secures another elimination. This duo is popping off.
Aware and JJ2, they're looking set up nice, and they're going to keep it moving. As soon as the zone starts to move, they are on the hunt to stay ahead. For Grapple Enjoyer, for Kovacs and Jox, a lot of them looking to maybe replicate the same things, but without the necessary means. A really nice find there from Kovacs to look for some loot. But up on high ground, the battle is breaking out again. Ark and Zaka can't really hold on to it. You can see they are trying to stay up, but it's shy
on our team that's like
it from them.
This is another duo that's down on the leaderboard in the 28th spot, or the 20th spot, sorry. They want this victory royale. They need it. And Force now uses those reinforced walls, continues to build
how are you
up. There
going to
are
go down,
players
mate?
on the second high. They want the high ground. As Aware has lost his duo partner. JJ2 goes down. He picks up the grapple glove though. 9 charges still, 20 HP to work with. That is just 2 ticks to Storm.
He just needs to play his materials. He has enough to keep him ticking in the meantime. But for other players who maybe don't have that same fortune, Kovacs, what is he going to be able to connect with? Just staying ahead of the zone, waiting for it to catch up. And his hope is that players will begin to fall in. That is happening. Default will goes down. Typo and Grapple Enjoyer maybe going to follow if they run into Protosign and Squeeze, who have looked so strong so far this endgame. But without the materials necessary, their time is ticking for this team.
It's time to look for opportunities, for angles, for shots as Grapple Enjoyer enjoys piecing up his opponents as he also gets Andrea there, but he just escapes as now the edits come in, the peaks come in. X-Squeeze now looking to get a bit aggressive. He needs that refresh. Both players need it, and they're going for it now as they drop below. This against Grapple Lover. 108, it's not enough to knock him down. Now it's all up to Protosi. Playing as a solo, has 3 eliminations, gets 1 shot, but it's not enough.
Big shot for Protosi, but it didn't come through. Force and Shadow
dude,
block because their mats are running thin, but they don't care. They realize now the opportunity ahead of them. Grapple Enjoyer and Typo, they have loot available in the Storm, but it isn't going to be much.
Bro, 18 versus 17, damn.
And so a war of attrition
bro, I want low
between
ground
the
to
two
win.
teams,
I always want low ground to win.
And so somebody has to connect with a big shot.
With somebody I like
the positional advantage. They have the HP advantage, and now connecting those shots. Typo and Grapple Enjoyer Joya are in an incredibly dangerous situation as Shizo finishes it off and secures that victory royale.
Shizo and Force weren't on people's radars yesterday.
Yeah, no
but
shit.
Certainly today, showing up and showing out, they secure a spot in the finals.
What an intense late game, Levin. From the high grounds being changed almost every single zone to the last 2 versus 2. Force and Shizo really deserve it.
This is the dream for a lot of teams in this lobby to not be anywhere near
this is
being
basically
a team
50
that would
almost,
call for
damn.
consistency.
But let's go
then
Stormy
coming
right
through
top
in
6.
game
Let's go,
4
chat.
and winning it out and securing a spot in the final. That is the
Who is
ultimate
missing?
goal. It's the best
Joe
way
and
to do it for all those
Zandy.
teams down
This
below.
is why
And I'm really happy for this team. They impressed me at times during the qualifiers. Weren't able to do anything significant in the first part of the heat, but now
Vortex
securing a
is
spot.
fumbling.
And that's what you love. That's what I love. That's what we all love about
Look,
the
come here,
semifinals.
come on.
Everybody
Fuck.
has a chance to qualify.
It's
But what I
fucking
want to
almost-
see is how that
Birch.
changes the standings
Oh,
for
this
the
is
players that are not yet qualified. So Zeke,
Birch.
Taka, Reese, let us know.
19 for Lithuania.
We got you,
So
Tokata.
what
Thank
the
you so
fuck,
much.
man?
Fantastic game.
Bro, do
Wow.
better.
I just sometimes these games just get super hectic and chaotic, and it's those final moments where you're just like, I don't even know how this is gonna go. What's happening?
I mean, it's crazy, especially when we're looking at like 2 of the biggest teams, our first and our second place, going down really early. You know, Hen going down alongside Savage, and then we also, of course, saw No Aurelian Reason. Got them off the top of the head
about
there.
my prediction
Ah,
like
sorry.
that.
But one of the teams that we didn't talk about yesterday that we started to talk about today, Xweeze and Podesai, starting to change things up now, and it seemed like they got pretty deep into that game.
If there's ever a time to catch a second win, this is it, because after the halfway point, every single round has mattered so much more than the previous. If you're not able to actually collect that victory royale, but just excellent ground control the whole way through. Not only that, but I think that we saw Sweezy on more than one occasion just be so proactive with a lot of these engagements inside of the actual boxes.
Absolutely, and that box fighting prowess that we're seeing coming out in here is something that I look back to Chapter 2, Season 4 to 7 trios when I've seen him at his best, and I'm just like, I'm giving all those memories back, right? So I'm happy to see this. They're performing good. I'm seeing in the bottom left, they're in the top 3 there. So they're looking super strong, especially after what was a bit of a smelly day yesterday.
That's right. And for Shizo and Force, they find themselves that victory out. Fun fact, Shizo was actually a trio mate of Murstache and Malabuka. We've already seen go through, so you know all 3 of them are like, hey, we're happy.
Well, the thing is, it's like they had all of this big reputation in trios. They were really starting to get a name for themselves towards the end of Chapter 2, and then come duos instead of trios. Like, Shizo took a break in Chapter 3, Season 1. Like, I didn't even see him. Last season was a pretty, you know, subpar performance from someone his performance. I think he was 35th overall. So he's not had like the notoriety yet when it comes to duos. So I'm glad to see him qualify through. I hope that he can put up a similar style of performance to his ex-teammates Malabuka and Mustache.
I mean, the key here also for Shizo, and it was really just the fact that they were patient when they chose to go for that height retake. They didn't actually take it after the first moving zone. They waited until the second one, and that was when they actually went for the execution, essentially. The whole lobby had a lot of issues trying to actually knock them down. I mean, the fact that he got to wait until his perfect moment to actually challenge the ground team says a lot.
Quickly want to add Force, ex-FNCS winner from Asia, who moved over here. But of course, we got them leaderboard up, Zeke.
Oh, man. We only have a handful of games left to go. And I'm looking right here. 5th place, Stormy right in default. Jumping up 8 places.
Let's go.
And you put a curse on my prediction.
No, you put a curse.
Okay.
You both put a curse by talking about them a lot. I said nothing. I had no witchcraft here. I'm sorry. Maybe some wizardry, though.
I actually told Zeke best of luck with your team.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
That was the only thing I said.
It's over there. But again, you see the top 3 teams all just slightly moving up 1. That was possible because our first place team, No Aurelian Reason, went down so early. They were really deep into zone.
Yeah, I think what really saved Hen and Mr. Savage there is the fact that they just had so many elims accrued, despite getting knocked out a little bit sooner than what they were probably anticipating. They were looking relatively strong in terms of ammo, but as far as the materials were concerned, that was where they ran into some difficulties.
And I mean, once again, this is just all I feel like attributed to the Storm Surge changes we're seeing that happened this week. So do you want to talk a little bit more about this?
I might.
I love that.
Maybe
I love
talk a
that
little
when
bit about it, of
somebody's
course.
talking,
This
they
was a
keep
kind of
bobbing their head.
northeast
Wait,
zone here, as we
just say how
see.
many times
The
somebody
Daily
bobs their
Bugle
head
zone in
up and
particular.
down.
So what you're going to see is a
1,
lot of these teams are going to be actually
2.
attracted to the Daily Bugle because
Oh,
this is
fuck's
like
sake.
the highest point on the zone. Obviously, you've got our highlighted team up on the north here as well. And if we keep moving forward at this point, we're going to see a bunch. This is now the next zone that we've got. Guess what? still in the same spot. No surprise there, because all of these teams, notice these, we'll come back to these later, are moving way all the way up into the same position. So them being positioned in the zone with the kind of visibility of all of these players, and eventually all of these when move in is exactly what they need.
A Sanctuary and Coney Crossroads, it just felt like a total bottleneck scenario when actually trying to take positioning into the Daily Bugle. But more importantly, the congestion was just so much traffic for a lot of these duos trying to work through. Even the duos that had a little bit of height favorability weren't necessarily able to work with it.
Yeah, we said, because that was
a northeast zone,
like so many teams up in that south side of the zone, all in there, super congested. But teams like this, like Zohan's team, who was up here early in this north side,
who gives a shit about this tournament? So many tags. Some real tournaments. Let's watch this one.
Nice. Good job.
Well done.
Yeah.
Oh, we completed that just after them. That's crazy.
Yeah,
we're like neck on neck.
We're doing good.
Why the fuck they had to redo, like, oh my goodness.
Sorry about it. This is the next game of the FNCS.
Nice, good job.
Game 5.
And that's the reason why I love the semifinals of FNCS. Sorry, I saw Zeke get a little chuckle there.
This was like a
as I said that.
like,
Levin, I'm feeling great. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling on top of the world. We've just had some of the best semi-finals games I can remember to date, and I'm sure as we head into the last couple, it's going to get really intense because we've seen so many players,
5, 6, 7,
get so
8.
close, game after game.
And that's
9,
what I love,
10,
right?
11,
you
12,
never really know what's going to happen.
13,
are the top 6 going to stay strong, keep playing consistent?
14,
or is a duo
14,
that maybe had some unfortunate off-spawn events going to make it to the late game? And in that one late game they make it to, end up getting high ground, end up securing the Victory Royale and going to the final.
Well, that is one of the most
Well, that none of them have like Samsung,
if you're a team that's very close on consistency, are you going to go back to your contested drop spot? We will not have to wait to find out. We're going to hop right on into things.
Players dropping in, drifting through the skies. It's really coming down to it. I mean, we were halfway through the tournament before, but now getting into these final matches, 2 more to be played out. These players are just feeling the adrenaline that much more.
It's all about staying composed.
I think Orange is savage.
Your off-spawn battle, making sure you have a good drop as well. We don't often talk about how important that is, right?
As well. Let's go.
But a lot of these players, I say a lot, not everyone, but a lot of them will spend hours and hours practicing their drops, making sure they're perfecting their drop maps as well. And clearly Ewan has got a nice little drop map on his hands because he's landed before Kovacs and Drox even knew why they wanted to go to, and he's taking shots at them already.
But it's not out. So that's basically like a green striker, grey striker.
They will have time though to loot up on that side. Should be some decent shields and options for them there as well.
The thing about Rocky Reels is you kind of have to take that engagement. It's not necessarily enough loot for 2 duos to go over to Sleepy Sound, which does have that north side and the south side. However, with 2 duos being in the south side, I don't think they're going to be happy splitting up the loot here, and we might see some engagements roll out. But just like that, we'll be seeing the same in Chonkers.
Pixie and Fork looking to try and make Clement play, and Pixie had a really nice angle onto Clement, waited a moment and finally did pick him up. Clement, not aware of his surroundings, didn't realize that the opening was there, and that lack of awareness may cost his chances of getting top 6. Because if Floki cannot clutch up, it's going to make that last game so difficult for them. Fork now actually almost folding, but Floki eventually did wilter away. Pixie and Fork win, and so now for Floki and Clement,
let's just grief each other for FNCS. Let's both not get money, like, bruh.
Or just have a massive game 6. They don't really have a choice. They have to have a massive game 6 is what I'm saying.
They need to finish strong.
If you get conned, fucking land somewhere else. I know Savage said
Toos and Fury, they've been battling out the Daily Bugle, just like Chris and Vortex have been battling it out here near the Reality Falls, and now you can tell already into game 5 of the tournament, this duo's hungry.
Win every off
they want to feast, they want their opponents eliminated, and they continue to apply that pressure. The shots come in, the brick getting broken down as they continue looking around and finding an angle.
It's funny for Vortex and Hikers, right? They're scared off Freemuck Faki, who we saw over at Sleepy Sound. And so those guys don't want to fight off spawn here anymore, but instead they're just looking to take a fight with Raisin and Painter, who are nearby.
shots still coming in, but not the aggression I like to see yet. As they look for that opportunity, it's too risky to go all the way in unless you know you have the edge on your opponents. As Vortex is looking for exactly that with his duo Chris, they want a big shot that cracks their opponent and allows them to have that confidence to go in knowing they just have to hit one more big shot to get a knock and even possibly those 2 eliminations. But with the ammunition running low, Vortex only 6 shots for his Striker SMG, 10 for the 2-shot, which is really just 5. Vortex and Chris, they might have to change something up here.
Raisin and Pena are very low though. Well, at least Pena is, so if he's not careful, if he doesn't have the protection of his teammate, things aren't going to be too good for him. Chris, just continuing to pick away. Oh, and I like that. He sees the gas canister there and realizes, look, if I blow that out, that's going to cause some extra chaos. Maybe force them out of the way. And he actually forces them right in towards him, but that little bait was enough to allow some shots to come in, and Raisin now having to step away.
Gets cracked, gets knocked down low, but the issue for Vortex and
What's
Chris
Vortex?
here was the loot. I mean, he had to give up his SMG there, now using a burst assault rifle in the 2-shot. His duo Chris too, low on HP. The third party's looking at them. The shots are coming in from afar, and the dangerous levels reach the point where it's not worth it to continue, as now the disengage has come in. Switching to the center of the map. Loot Lake here, being looted up. X-Swee's put aside. 3rd place spot. They want to hold that.
Yeah, man, they stepped into the shoes of Tayson and Chapix, right? They're the ones who are most notably landing at this POI. And I wouldn't quite say they've been performing like Tayson and Chapix, right? But they definitely have impressed so far today. And we'll see if they can continue to do so. For Grapple, Enjoyer, and Typo, we've seen them in so many different late game scenarios, but if they can't win this fight out, you won't get the benefit of seeing them again. Grapple, Enjoyer with a huge shot onto Vaki. And Typo now looking to clean up on
This was the
Fremont.
second place team.
And it might just be possible with Fremont so low up above here. We've seen Fremont with crazy clutches before, but he's going to have to hit 2 of the biggest shots of his life. He's already dipped out from his POI Reality Falls to move over to Sleepy Sound, and now over at Shifty Shaft, being given some issues as well. Cannot find a break, cannot catch a break. Fremont goes down, and that is not the way they would have wanted this game to go, but what a shot from Grapple Enjoyer.
Doesn't matter.
Grapple Enjoyer connecting what he loves, right? What he enjoys. Those nice shots, as now this duo feeling better. In the 16th place spot, they're still 10 positions away from the top 6. With 2 games to be played out, the comeback can happen. Speaking about comebacks, we got Splash here. Takes down Stompy, 23rd spot, looking to push himself up, as now he just needs that one more elimination, but the angle, the shot has to connect here. It's very important for Splash to not miss. He's just 1 away from getting the elimination. His opponent's already been cracked. The start of the mission has been done, but he has to finish it.
Splash. In a 1x situation, has to do a lot to stay in this one. We'll have time on his side, but the longer he waits, the more opportunity for Stompy to get back up and heal back up. And at this point, it's already destined to happen, and so he needs to just break away as Stompy finally being revived. And in a 2v1 situation against Stompy and Ju, it's going to be a tough one. I don't think he'll fancy his chances. And so the best bet probably going to be to get away and look to reboot his opponent, or his teammate, sorry.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he wanted to reboot his opponent, but looking now that he spent too much time going, searching for his one opponent, now being the 1 versus 2 like you brought up, Levin. We'll see if he does decide to disengage. However, if he disengages and there's duos in the surrounding area, it could be difficult for him. But for Wixes here, he has to be even more careful. Already 2 eliminations on the board. Duo partner, Polly, feeling good here. Good amount of effective HP, good amount of loot, but they must come out on top in this engagement or just get the damage needed to not have to force a fight.
It's going to be hard though, right? Because anytime you do take a fight in this area, such a flat open area, it does leave potential for teams to get involved in third party. for Pablo and Swag, it's just not been the kind of day to ride home about. They have to turn things around. They have to try and steal away a victory way out because the top 6 is looking very far away.
JJ2 alongside his duo partner, where we saw the dominance from this duo in the last match in the late game. You can see from the builds being placed, the movements from these players, that they're still feeling that adrenaline, that blood rushing through them as they want to finish it out strong. Currently in the 2nd place spot, they've moved so far up the leaderboard that they want to keep doing just that. Even scaring their opponents away, it seemed. But they're not scared at all as they continue to take shots, try and do a bit of damage as they run away. Might have to choose kind of JJ2. You see him contemplating, do I drop this shield keg? If I do, what for? 2 big pots, 3 minis. Or do I keep it, as now his opponents have come back?
And look, they've pulled a zone as well. That'll give them some extra time if they do want to actually take this fight. Maybe that is what they'll do. The damage would go a long, long way. It's all about finding that right opening to the fight, though. Who's going to over-peak, leave themselves vulnerable for a bit too long? Looking to pick up these big pots, now maxed out to 3.
Nice.
But if they do want to take a fight, probably should look to do it soon, because there are people rolling in. And the longer they wait, the more opportunity for the third parties to come through. And in fact, it might just be a bit too late. Best option is just to farm up some metal now. JJ2 still will look out to deal some damage, though, as he sits on that roof.
I mean, having that #1 spot in average placement for the tournament to date, I don't believe they're going to want to risk it for an early game engagement. They just want a bit of damage. They don't need the victory royale. They need to stay up top on that leaderboard, getting the placement points, getting the eliminations slowly but surely. So the risk factor, it's not worth it taking an engagement so early for them unless they have such an advantage that there's really not much risk at all. Looking back at Mr. Savage and Hen here, curious to see, yeah, they have no eliminations on the board, so still uncontested most likely at Tilted Towers. And in this match, they haven't went for those eliminations close by, so I'm curious to see how they end up getting that damage.
Hen and Mr. Savage have been on their best form today. One of the few days where we can be very happy and satisfied with what we've seen, especially after yesterday's disappointments. Good to see that they've been able to bounce back. But they have to
100 girls versus
hold on
100 boys
as we head into the last couple of games, right? Can't afford to slip up.
He has like
have any mishaps, but to be fair to them,
how the fuck he gets that much money?
I don't expect to see that. A very similar zone to some of the ones we've seen in previous games, and so a chance to replicate some of their previous ones.
There's no way a YouTuber gets that much.
Citrus and DKS, so just on that line.
Like
Not
every
much
single
metal
video
here for
gets
the
like
Citrus.
over 5, like
Maybe they'll be able to farm some up as they head closer and closer towards the beach, but
1
Citrus and
million. It
DKS.
also takes a shit ton to set
Definitely
it
a
up.
team that's had some good moments.
Bruh.
They need to cope and wish for a couple more, though.
He has some business.
Being in the 6th place spot, you know, they're on the borderline of qualifying. They've had a few setbacks. But without a setback, Levin, you can't make a comeback. So hopefully DKS and the Siptos can make that happen here. As now looking back at Zohan and Splash, 300 above. They don't have to worry too much about the positioning here to do that damage. They will need more, but for now, they don't have to stress about it, especially with the amount of loot and materials they have. It's all about just staying up.
For Splash and Zohan, their position isn't too bad. They will have a lot of vision on teams coming in lane. Like Squeeze and Podosite. They have moved far into the zone, which is nice to see, getting ahead of other teams, but the problem is here is that they're actually taking maybe a bit too much and that can chew off. Podosite and Squeeze having to use up some shields, just positioned outside of the zone. But the mats expended should be enough to get them into the safe zone when needed.
141 above Storm Surge for X Squeeze and Podosite. Splitting up the loot, splitting up the shields. As some duos here might be putting themselves to a situation where they'll have to split up to find a way back. As Stevie Harris here, 66 below, running even deeper into the storm. Feel like they know something we don't here. Coop, he's low. Not much HP to work with. Connects his shots. It's only 2 though, and it was on Nipsey, who did have almost full shield, but it kind of seems strange to me. It's like this engagement's just getting started.
This fucking much.
Yeah, well, it certainly seems that way. The problem is that for Squee, they'll want to close this out, right? They've started it, they need to finish it because they are down below on Surge. Even if it is just by a little bit, they need to deal that damage to some extent. Especially since they don't really have much to out-heal the Zone and the Storm and Storm Surge.
Looking risky for these players. But now Nipsey and Coop somehow have gained that advantage. They have the damage, so they don't need this engagement. But with the full piece coming out from Nipsey, taking down one with only one left to go, and his duo partner cleans it right up.
Full piece from Nipsey, looking clean. I like what I'm seeing from Nipsey. Maybe that will be the start of the momentum needed to qualify, right? It'd be good to see Nipsey and Coop make it to an FNCS final. For Aware and JJ2, they've been having that momentum. 607 above is unreal at this stage. A lot of teams would be begging, praying, wishing they could be in similar standing. I know for sure Hardfine would be as well. ADN's already gone down. And with the player count just dropping below the threshold, he will survive for just a bit longer, but I don't really have high expectations for him in this game.
Yeah, I mean, no shields, no medkits, no bandages, and just 17 HP, which has been brought down to 0. Into the lobby he goes. Perchawa now. Cherry, 15 points on the board. This is one of the duos that are going to be looking for the Victory Royale, and it might just cause their playstyle to change a bit. It might not be for the high ground, but something has to happen that permits them to have a higher chance of getting that Victory Royale. They don't want a top 2. They want to take home that ticket to the finals as Aware and JJ2. On the contrary, being in second place, they just want a consistent amount of points for these next 2 matches.
And a consistent amount of points they'll be able to find if they can just keep their good positions and continue dealing damage as players are sort of moving around them. Mr. Savage,
I'm
position very close by as well.
End game. Because damn,
a
this
lot of
mid
teams
game
all around, scattered in the Joneses. Plenty of them
Fortnite
fighting
so,
now to deal
like,
some damage.
not
67
one
above
was
will
like,
mean that
you know.
Mr. Savage can't get complacent, even if they are above for the meantime. Squeeze and Podosite aren't getting complacent, even though they're sitting 143 above. They realize that Typo is vulnerable, and so they want to capitalize on that now, and that's exactly what they'll do. They almost get into his box.
Can they get 1v2?
Trade some shots with them, but ultimately you can't afford to keep trading damage.
Maybe
they do have the HP advantage.
You ran.
Did he slip away? No,
Come on,
he's right
Typo.
there on the other side of the wall. I was thinking, where did he disappear to? But
Typo,
he is just sort of running
win
around.
this.
He's giving them a bit of
I want Typo
work to do.
No.
Did they get the elim? No, somebody actually stole the elim away. They did some decent damage though, but won't get the elimination credit, which is rough because that siphon could have went a long way for Podosite.
I mean, Typo was slithering around like a snake there for a moment, but for how long could you do it's the question. He did go down, caused a typo on his keyboard there, but he did make it happen. It's now Joe and Andy. They're still up. They're still going. 177 above Storm Surge. You can tell they won it.
Joe, don't choke this. You're like 12.
Joe gets cracked though. Andy forced to go directly in. He gets the
Zandy
elimination.
clutches.
But the third parties are close by. The shots from afar, the danger keeps increasing as Zandy drops down, tries to get into Joe's box to help him out here. The shots come from each angle. Reinforced walls getting placed. They might have just saved themselves.
They've been in a spin cycle all day long. It just hasn't been their day. Everything seemingly in disarray for them. But even with that being said, they are just in 9th. And so there is still hope.
Yup.
As they move on through. Let's see how Joe was able to accumulate these eliminations. A big shot from Joe. Those are the kind of shots they need to keep hitting if they want any chance of qualifying today. And Vico didn't even have a say in that whatsoever. There wasn't much he could do.
The only thing he ate there were bullets as he went down. But now Podosite and Sweets, it's a duo that we've been seeing perform very well throughout the day. But for Wox and Rabab there, it's not looking too hot. Rabab getting knocked down, Wox now being left low. Might have to give up his duo partner here, but he won't even have the chance as he joins them in the menu.
Yeah, so many of our top teams here just making brilliant plays. All of the top 8 are currently still alive in the game, and they are just going to keep on pushing the boundaries of what is the qualification threshold. The Siptos and DKS are looking to do that as they continue to move on up. 4 eliminations now. Maybe going to add 2 more, depending on what they do to these players on the other sides of their walls. They're trapped in between 2 teams right now, a sandwich situation, and so the Siptos creating some space to move
they have
on
no
out.
4 builds, GG's.
But as they creep their way on into the zone, this is a team that is a scary one for the rest of the lobby, and this is why when they want you, they hunt you down and they take you out. Vic 6 is the one that falls, and so 5 eliminations now for this team.
Siptos, DKS. That's going to give them a booster going into this late game here. A player that might need it, though. Stormy, right? He had lost.
There's like 2 teams at zone.
He has players looking at him. I believe they know he needs the damage, but he hits the shots needed. It's not going to be enough, though.
He's looking to do the damage. And
come on, Stormy, right? Clutch.
He has the heals to out-heal if necessary, and he can rotate via the dead side of the zone, just behind him to the right. There are lines of sight with the trees, but he knows that all those players on the congested side are going to have to start moving. And when they do, he can be there ready to take shots, and that's what he's doing. Can't connect there.
Everybody wants Stormy to qual, let's be honest.
There are players now out in the open, but he realizes he has to use the big pot. Can't afford to get too low on shields, and instead now will look to rotate his way on in. Still now looking, but can't connect. The options are there for cards. The players are open. He just can't connect.
The options are there, Levin, but the opportunity is not being taken to a full effect here, as now he might have just seen an opportunity. We'll see if he ends up being up here later on, but X-Sweeze put aside 3 eliminations. We saw how strong they were looking before, but now the aggression coming in, even though they're low on shield, and that's because they don't have any shield to work with. They need a refresh. They need elimination to recuperate what they've lost. They have the damage now. They're not worrying about what a majority of the players are, but you can see this sneaky play. You love to see it, but with the reinforced walls, it makes it difficult.
Yeah, you can see they're setting up for an elimination. Maybe if they'd gone for a pre-edit play, it would have been a better option to catch their opponents out. Somebody running all the way across their top there, and so almost catching them out. But they're going to keep on moving in. This is not great, though. Because as much as they've been firing and hitting hard this game,
yeah, I think
they need materials, they need a refresh. The zone will pull back, and so maybe that gives them some time to sneak out on somebody. But the big thing is them actually doing some sort of damage. Stormy right now can't out-heal anymore. And so if he isn't careful, the game could come to a close via Storm Surge.
Oh, wait, the Storm Surge end?
Stormy right. He made it into the zone. But he had big pots. He had chug splashes. He had minis, and now he has nothing. Hopefully, he can make something
Joe and
Zandy for a duo that I like to see up top. Levin, Joe and Zandy.
Oh, Expo.
The 11th place spot where they're not too far off from the top 6. But what they really want is that victory royale. But Zandy actually choosing to go down. He might have found a bit of loot there. He's looking for a connection. Going ahead of the storm now. He does get the front side of zone, and they're looking to maintain it.
They're looking to hold on to hype, but they have to keep looking. They have to stay alert, because there will be vultures ready to pounce. Stormy right now, running his way, and in will squeeze in, he will, just by the nick of things.
Look at how much
1 second more, and he would have been out of the game. And so down to wood, he has to try and stay alive, and that's not going to be an option. Teak and PKR were ready and waiting.
Bruh. Come on, Fortnite.
Those grapple gloves to fish up loot, just like Joe and Zandy up above that have already picked up 2 eliminations we saw on the field.
Oh, Michael for height.
Savage, Hen, they might be looking for that high ground.
Mr. Savage and Hen are on the second height, and I don't believe Zandy and Joe were able to see. They have now spotted it out as they've moved out of the line of sight.
But they ain't gonna do shit.
Now, very much a threat to their chances of getting the victory royale. X-Sweeze doesn't have Podus anymore, but he does have another elimination to show off. Kovacs is the one that gets taken out, and maybe he's going to look to add Zrok to that candle as well, but he can't. He has to stay in the zone, gets to finish, and the Siphon will keep him alive.
4 on the board for Sweeze, but he goes down. Back to the board is now DKS and Deceptos continue their wrath. They have the loot, they have the elims, but they need those materials. Only 13 builds to work with as they continue to walk through their opponent's parts, reusing what has already been built. A great strategy to stay up.
No, Riley and Reason aren't working with much materials, but we know what they can do with shotguns in their hands. It doesn't take much for them to stay in the game.
Right now, you can see Mr. Savage kind of not retaken the high ground yet as Teak as a solo.
Yeah, they're trying to get their I think Savage is gonna go for a late retake. He wants to clutch up some points
in the last match, looking
right
to
now,
do something
so it wouldn't be a
similar
big
here.
risk,
Two
and
uses
then
on
just
the
go for
grapple
it.
gloves, but a strong duo we've been seeing throughout this whole end game. DKS, Deceptos, they are looking for an angle, looking for an opportunity as high ground is still dominated by Joe and Ziandi.
Aware and JJ2 down below, trying to find onto Hen and Savage, and that's exactly what it looks like they're gonna do. But Mr. Savage has something to say about it. He has constantly had something to say all throughout today, putting a full stop on teams trying to take him out. And so again,
bro, Savage is clutching for the team.
As a solo,
you've been clutching a lot today.
But Mr. Savage, he's comfortable as a solo, makes his way into zone.
Comfortable as a solo while getting sprayed with 13 HP.
Not sure if he's gonna get it off as DKS has just lost the Deceptos. Another solo playing it out. Noah with an elimination. Savage goes down, and Andy and Joe, it's looking brighter and brighter.
They keep on to height. The mats are going to start to run low, but that could be the same for everybody down below.
GG's for DKS still alive.
And Ricky and Sadie in the front of the zone might end up catching DKS out, but he is doing everything he can to stay alive, but that's not going to be satisfying enough for Toos. He wanted that elimination, and he takes
Remember when he had the Michael profile picture?
They're battling it out for
Michael
the low ground. It's duo versus duo down below, but that just opens up more chances for the high ground.
Yeah, I think it's a GG
continue to
for
rain down from above. Bullets ricocheting off the wood, creating chips on the ground as Joe now cracks his Sadie. Does not get the knock, but Fury looks back into zone. 18 white, one more shot needed, and now this could just be the 2 versus 2 high ground versus low ground.
Toos is running low on HP, and I doubt Ziandi and Joe will give him much time. Fury is in the zone, trying to heal off, and they are aware of it now, but they have the means to stay up for a bit longer. I don't know how much Fury is working with by the way of heals, but for them, they just need to keep waiting it out. He had a med mist. I'm not sure how much he has left in it, but for Fury, will it be enough? Will he hold on? There's too many seconds left, it seems. This might just be what Joe and Ziandi needed. They're going to continue to spray him out. They've spotted him in the zone, and it's only a matter of time now until we can crown them victorious. They've played so well in this game. They've held on to height when everybody was trying to take it from them, and they've stayed true. Fury still going, though, still delaying that final celebration, but Joe and Ziandi are going to continue. They have a medkit for the off-heal if needed, and now they will do it. Ziandi and Joe will be in the FNCS finals. The Synapse boys are through.
From 11th place
Let's go, Joe.
Game, jumping up to 6th, but 11th, that doesn't matter. They secure the golden ticket, they secure the Victory Royale, and they are going to the finals. But for the solo, who was playing the heal off, they did a great job. Medmist, after Medmist in the zone, staying up.
They are not asleep.
Bro, I don't give a fuck about FIFA.
When they're playing like this, they are up above, eyes wide open, and hungry for players to take down. Fury did everything he can to heal off, but it just was never going to be enough. They had way too much time before the zone closed, and so they closed the game out.
They have way more points than these guys, but okay.
What a way to do it in game 5.
You said it yourself, Levin. Ziandi has definitely woken up from being asleep in game 1 of semis day 1 to waking up today, securing the Victory Royale in the 5th match. So it was not an easy day at all for this duo, but they made it happen.
Look, I hope
Toos, right? It's gonna be good, yeah. Look how,
game, so
right, it's like a fucking like 6-point difference from 5th to, from 6th to 10th. It's so close. Into the last game. Any team can come out of this on top.
They missed by 2 points.
Yeah.
And then they come back today with him wide awake and get a Victory Royale.
But what's funny is the first couple games didn't seem like the firepower they had yesterday. And, you know, we saw a tweet from Ziandi saying, I got a coach, I'm never listening to him again. And it seems like they told him to shut up this game because they are on absolute fire. This was a classic game, right? Earlier than this, in 3rd zone, they picked up a bunch of refreshes and got them cat materials. Maxed out everything. They pulled the 4th zone, they pulled the 5th zone. They were on height already, and they'd literally won this game by being on height in 3rd zone. So much earlier than this. You know, this is obviously the winning moment, but the winning play was about 10 minutes earlier.
Yeah, I mean, It's a little bit of luck, I would definitely assume, but at the same time, it was also great awareness, I think, from Joe and Ziani to maintain that positioning in the Joneses. Once they recognized that those zones were just moving further and further east, hugging alongside that waterway, they just made sure that anyone that tried to challenge them was taken down so that they never really had their high ground position threatened.
Absolutely, and now obviously they've joined our other semi-finals winners, qualified straight through to the finals.
Nice.
And in all honesty,
damn,
this
she's
team is like a staple of
semi-final,
the region,
chat.
I think, by this point. And in finals, like, I'm jumping ahead already. No, I'm thinking that's a top 10, top 20 finish based on the way they've been performing.
And now, Reese, we have to turn our attention to the standings. We only have one game left to go, so if you're just tuning in, welcome. Happy you're here, at least for this last game. A Victory Royale will send your duo straight to finals. Everyone else is
I
playing
think
for
Hen and
top
Savage
6.
qualled.
Really quickly, though, let's flip on over. Thank
Let's
you so
not talk
much
too
as we
soon.
take a look at the 11th through 20th place. Now, do keep in mind, anybody here, even in last place right now, could get that Victory Royale and they're going to finals. What are you observing right now, Reese?
I'm observing a list of players who all need to win game number 6.
Yep.
If any of these, I'm thinking, I was doing some maths. Maybe some of them could, if they play second with Elam, still get up. But
I think Kovacs and Xerox are a duo that really stick out for me that I think definitely has the potential to maybe clutch it out here in game number 6, and they're kind of dependent on that as well, sitting at 79 points only, unless they go on an absolute burner and just pull out some kind of psychotic W limbs game, but that is a little bit less expected, I think, than what a Victory Royale would be.
I would say so. You know, by the way, 20th place, Kathia. Just got to point out, avid resub content enjoyer. Just putting that one out there. Okay, so we're back. We've got one single game left. Top of the board, Hen. Coincidence that Hen and Ziandi both changed their name from, I won't say the word, not smart names, to straight back into their overall branding. One quals, and it seems like Hen and Savage are about to qual after the next game as well. Is that a coincidence?
Now, Hen's definitely starting to look a whole lot more like his former self that he built his name on in the first place, because Mr. Savage and Hen, this is, again, the first time we've really seen this duo actually work together. And now that they have been, it's been fantastic the whole way through. Sure, they haven't been able to close out a Victory Royale, but they've been coming so close every single time. And not only that, but finishing with strong elims as well. That's what's really helped maintain that first place position.
See this? Cake, Hen and Savage playing as a duo in qualifying.
Why the fuck when he said Cake, he looked at her?
Good about it. I mean, that is my duo. So.
I mean, look, my duo.
Hey yo!
Reason they're still up there.
Did she
right?
say Risa was?
Get a day here in chapter.
Bruh, Risa pulling them women, no cap.
But we only
no
have
cap, he be pulling them women with that drip shot.
With one last game,
bro, Zeke, take some tips from Risa. You can pull any girl.
You're in top 6 right now. You just keep doing what you've been doing the entire time. Don't make any risky plays. We saw Savage and Hen actually do a really nice, just conservative play, not playing for height that last game because they just needed some points. If you're below that, maybe very far below that,
that's what I've been saying.
Change it up. Let's go for the win.
Okay, well, there you have it from Reese himself. This is it, the final game from semifinals day number 2 in EU. It's game 6, and it happens now.
Game 6.
Yeah, I think Savage qual.
The moment we have
because they're over 40
waiting
points
for.
from
One
7.
last chance to take a bite at the cherry that is the FNCS final for the teams in this lobby. It's going to be an interesting ride along the way. Takara, I'm very much looking forward to it.
Look, this is the time that I'd normally be at the edge of my seat. I'm standing up, so I'm not at the edge of my seat, but I'm excited, Levin. I am ready to see what these players have in them.
He's still alive? Yeah, it's so fucking late. Can we please call? It's so fucking late. It's like half, almost 12
This is the time
a.m.
where the players in the top 6 either try and hold the position
I went to sleep and it's still going. Hello. You won't call?
qualify through consistency, or the players further down below on the leaderboard try
call
and
right now?
break
Okay,
up,
bet.
get the Victory Royale,
What are you doing?
and get that spot in the grind.
For the teams that are just outside of that top 6, you'll be hoping the Victory Royale can come from someone in the top 6, right? Allow yourself to bump up in the leaderboards just a bit. But for the teams down below,
You're in the same
you have
time zone as me,
everything to
so I
play for.
feel
These battles
you
of
should know how
spawn are gonna
tiring
be
it
more
is now.
intense than ever because it is all on the line.
It really all comes down to
Oh, you
this.
be
can
playing
see
till
the
4
last
a.m.
battle
again?
bus of the day, the last drifting through the wind for the players.
Okay.
But maybe just the start
You
for
playing
these
My Little
players that are
Pony
going to make it to
Simulator
the
again?
finals is now the early game engagements are going to be continuing. But for the players that go
Wait, Chad,
down
did you
here, they
did you
don't
see,
have another match.
I should speak getting a BJ
is your last
on
chance
Minecraft
to qualify, and we're already seeing players land taking some fights in the bottom right of our screen.
Oh, you went to sleep at 11
Rocky
a.m.
Reels,
Good, fam.
A fight we've
What
seen
the
plenty
fuck?
of times. Ewan and Buzz versus
fucking good.
Zox and Kovacs. This time round,
When did you wake up? Just now?
he has the better job.
Wait, so
now.
how
You
are you
see him standing
tired?
on top of the TV side, but he doesn't get an AR, so he
I
doesn't
fucking
have the
wake
same
up at
opportunity
like
to
11.
take some shots off.
And you went to
Ewan
sleep
and
at
Buzz do a
11.
bit of a stick
Bruh.
drop over at Tonkus,
Nah, that's
Clement,
different.
And Floki in a fight.
That fight, how long will it last? We can see the eliminations coming through.
Thank you for the
Char, we're
subs
getting
this
one
stream.
fork,
Got
knocking
like
another.
5
Actually
subs.
securing that
Nice.
whole
I woke
elimination
up 5 hours
is
ago.
looking good.
Damn.
It's not looking good for Floki and Clement though.
By the way, if you
right?
enjoy the stream, be
This is
sure to
a
like
team
and
with so
subscribe,
much
chat.
experience. Clement has
If you
literally
enjoy the
only
stream,
ever
of
missed
course.
one FNCS final, one of 5 players to
You
do
couldn't
so.
sleep? Oh.
And so heading
Oh, I
into
thought
tomorrow,
you were gaming
that
till
streak is
11.
on the
Damn.
line. If he doesn't make it, it is wraps for that, and that would be such a shame for one of the biggest fan favorite duos in this lobby.
Just gets that much more scary as now we switch back over. Daily Bugle, a POI point of interest.
Just Snuck, if
that
you want
we've
to play
seen a lot of
GTA ever,
engagements in throughout the day. Some
it's the
that have
time to do it
lasted
because
longer
there's
than
going to be a
others.
new update.
But looking at this last
It's
match, I
gonna
wouldn't be
fire
surprised
by
if it's
the
one that
leaks.
lasts
Griefing is finally
quite
going
a
to be
long
not a
time.
thing, probably.
As
Because
JJ2
KD
and
will be
Aware,
removed.
they're doing exactly
No,
what we've
like,
been
it
wanting
was
them
a
to do,
lull,
Levin. We
bruh.
talked about it last match. They were second
Was
place
he
there,
was
and they're
playing
second
Rust
place
in
now. They are
CS
holding their
the whole
spot
day.
on the leaderboard.
Yeah, they have been
whole
the
day.
epitome of consistency in this lobby. There've not been any trip-ups for them.
Or Rainbow Six Siege.
They've stood
I'm
still,
guessing you play
stood
a lot
tall,
of Rainbow.
and they have to do it again here in Game 6.
W skin, bruh, I want this guy to win.
Spot, showing what the cutoff is to qualify.
Yeah, I think he's set. Yeah,
But
he's
just
6.
in the beginning of this match,
Bruh, I want this man to win
at
because
the
he's rocking my
Sanctuary,
skin.
Feeling green,
Exactly.
feeling lucky.
Exactly.
As he continues looting up, has the 6 minis,
I
has
don't.
the med mist, and even has a shield keg.
You
if he has to
you
take
are
some
like
risky engagements
you
with
like
Storm
play
Surge,
like
but
a Rainbow
Fakey
Six
is
player,
one
like
that's
so
looking to do just
tactically.
that.
and
We're in
shit.
the reality
Plus
falls, and
good
it's
ass
getting
aim.
real here. As Fakey hits one shot, Vortex now cracked, drops down below.
8 points,
It's
damn.
High
Oh, it's
he
free
has
mock.
the shield, he has the HP, but his duo partner needs the time.
It's interesting to see Faki and Fremok back here at this POI.
Faki.
Because obviously we saw
She
last
wants
game
a
they
little
dipped, they went to
Faki.
Sleepy Sound, and they were
Bruh.
over at 50 shafts where
That's
they
a
got
W name.
destroyed and went down, and so now back over at Reality Falls. Will it pay off in this final game?
Fremok
Will they
got-
score the fight for Vortex and Icris? It doesn't seem that way. Another game where they go down and the celebrations coming through. Those will be the biggest of the day. For Icris and Vortex, their chances to play in the FNCS still stand tall.
It almost looked like they had the disadvantage, but from Chris hitting those
I
perfect
might get Rainbow
angles,
Six
hidden
Siege soon.
in the mountains,
Maybe, I don't know.
to get those 2 eliminations, they
So
really
we
turned
might
that
play.
fight around, and now we'll be seeing them later on as the Siptos and DKS,
Bro, man, when we
for
played that
performing
CS
so well in
comp
last
game,
match,
oh my
are able to
goodness.
hold that spot in top 5 in the qualifying range. But like we've been saying, it really just all comes down to this. We're in the last
This
match
man
of
has
the
like
day, the last
1,000
match
hours on
of day 2 of
CS.
semifinals.
He has like 600 on
This
one
is where the
account.
players have to show all the
only
work
has,
that
like,
they've put in.
Default and Stormy Right.
If you do that,
They are going to
then
have
okay.
to have nerves of steel because they don't currently sit comfortably. Stormy Right has the 8 in his name, and that symbolizes also their 8th place slot right now. And if they want to play in the FNCS final, they have to either win the game or move up 2 spots. But it's easier said than done. Zohan, who sits in 10th.
Bro, Fortnite every single game has followed the FN competitive Instagram.
Over.
Damn.
Here at Sleepy. Oh, sorry, not Sleepy. Over here fighting Ark and Zaka. Very much needs to.
Yo,
Hope that they
Snook,
can
when do you
post
think
things
you're
out
going
here.
to
You don't
bed?
want to go down and
What
need to have
time?
a fight.
Let me. I'm guessing you're going to
Especially
go
when
like,
you're so
yeah,
close to
5.
qualifying.
Maybe.
Ark Zaka now. They are the aggressors in this engagement. They're above. But what's risky about it is the storm, the zone, which is pulled more to the south of the map here, putting them a ways away. And this engagement, neither duo has the upper hand here. Both of
But
them
why
on
does
playing
everybody
ground.
have
The
to
only
fucking
difference is
bear? Like,
positioning.
damn.
But when your opponents are full on shield, full on HP, you need an opening.
Bruh, I want to really watch Minecraft Championship right now. Like, bruh,
have too much
I
of
need
a
to see how
risk
Tommy
going in
Nit's doing.
and going for those eliminations, but maybe they don't want just the eliminations. They might just
Wait,
want
Snow,
the
you never
damage.
played GTA.
But
Please
from
tell
what
me you
I'm
at least
seeing,
play Minecraft.
There's a lot of
before.
aggression, and it seems like they're hungry.
Yeah, let
No
me
way
tell
you
you
didn't play
something, Takara.
Minecraft.
They are not just doing this for damage. They want to win this fight. They want to close things out. It's going to be a matter of one team will leave this area alone without another team anywhere near them. Because one team will have to wilt away, will have to fall. But who will it be? Zaka and Ark.
Just in case.
Looks like the ones that are controlling the tempo of things here, but Splash and Zohan are only ever a couple shots away from being within a good chance of it. And Splash now actually taking a couple shots. And so all of a sudden, the tide is turned and he goes down. And that leaves Zohan in a 1v2 situation.
Ooh, that grief there. That grief their tournament. They were like, they could have gotten top
Zaka and Ark
6.
pushing through his opponent's build slab by slab, breaking them down, turning them into cement as now they've secured those 2 eliminations.
Unlucky.
And they can begin their rotate. It did not take as long as I would have expected, so now they'll have that chance to keep going.
I think Teak will call, if he doesn't call now, he's going to call
104 points on the
no
board.
way
They're
Teak
not in the
doesn't call
6th place
for
spot,
Grands,
but they are very, very close.
Close indeed. We've seen them have struggles with Surge at times.
Oh my fuck, this fucking
We've
fly.
seen them
Bro, I'm a 1v1.
often
I'm joking.
in 50-50 fights that they just haven't quite been able to win. But we've also seen them in really nice positions, nicely based up, taking shots, Teak hitting a couple headshots here and there. And that's the kind of game I want to see from them.
Yo, Snug, do you have
That's the
Savage
version of them I
winning?
want to see for
Chad, do you
Henneman
guys have
Savage.
Savage
They've
winning this
rotated
game?
all the way here to Rocky quite early, which is a good sign for them. Again, they've just been such a different team today from what we've been used to seeing. 2nd place in terms of average placement, which is honestly the last thing I would have expected to see from this team.
Especially being contested in the first 2 or 3 matches of the day, from dominating their off spawn, causing their opponents to go somewhere else. Being 2nd place for that average placement, I mean, it's impressive. But we'll look over at Desitos DKS here, close to the shuffled shrines. They're in a good position to have enough vision to get those tags on duos rotating in. However, just 55 seconds until the zone closes and the 2nd zone appears. It might pull to a side of the zone they're not at, and they will be forced to rotate, but that's why they're looking for tags now.
Arto and Mixon, they are looking for tags aggressively, hunting and searching for those sort of opportunities. As it move on around, those chances will arise. You just have to take them. Shields having to be popped as the zone continues to close.
Condom
Over here
cannon.
at Kondo.
No, it's
Teams
condom,
battling
man.
it out. Gunbury and Vakan have their eyes set as they camp in the bush.
Getting a little cozy here. Hopefully they can turn it into their own campsite, but quickly enough they will have to move as they look around, look for the shots. But with already 2 eliminations for Gunbury, I mean, they should be pretty good, especially for these first zones. However, now the zone does pull more to the southern.
Wait, we
west
actually
side
got
of
a
the map.
desert zone.
In the
damn.
desert, it's gonna get hot. It's gonna get humid for these players, and they have to
Alright,
stay
fine.
freshed up, full on
You gotta
shield
win this game.
if they want to stay up.
Aiden and Hardfine had a real rough start to the day. There were a bunch of games where we literally just saw them going down to Surge. They couldn't get a grip on things. But for them to come through in this last game, that would be the comeback story. But somebody who can tell us about all the other teams trying to make comeback stories is Miniminer. Who's clutching up in the last game, my friend?
Callus and his teammate, of course, he's now left
Nice.
with Solo. Callus Otto now down as a Solo right the way off spawn. So if they can clutch up here, get the reboot, it would be an absolute
I love that
miracle.
they didn't
Hopefully
say
for them,
anything,
they'll be
he
able to
just
find it.
hopped
Maybe
on.
they have already. We'll have to tune in with them later on, as well as Desitos, who's sat in a really, really good search position as
Snoke,
well.
will you
as a
ever
striker,
go back
goal
to
striker farm as
Fortnite
well, so really
competitive
looking good.
and like try our data? Or
Thank
not?
you, Mini. Really shows that these players are prepping themselves for this last match, getting ready for the late game. You want to set yourself up and put yourself in a position to where you have the least amount of worries in those last moving zones. You want to already have your damage, already have your materials, already have your loot, so you don't have to force that refresh early. So you don't have to play anything too risky. As the fireworks go off, the shows begin, and the party, it just gets started.
Nah, you wouldn't.
The show's been going on for
When do you think was the prime of Fortnite? I would say...
This has been a party at times.
For me, it was when I started was Chapter 1, Season 7.
Been able to be invited to too often here and there, and it's why they're in 16th at the moment. A middling team, to say the least, but they are still on the cusp of a qualification. I've seen them have crazy games with large amounts of eliminations, and that
wearing my
would
skin.
be the time to pick up that kind of a form. For Blackcho and Combat, though,
See, chat,
really
you can qual for FNCS if you wear my skin by using code RAIN. That's not in the item shop.
As they head in, the biggest problem that they will face is that there are a bunch of teams standing between them and the safe zone.
For you to actually have a code, you need to be plus 18, so I have to wait like 2 years or some shit.
Being on the cutoff is not an easy place to be, but it's a good place to be because you're that much closer to getting your spot in the finals. They do have a good amount of damage as well, but for PKR and Teak, they do not. 132 below, hits some shots, but it's not enough.
Chapter
as
2, Season 2,
goes right back up to 157.
5?
And now Teak is looking.
Wait, you actually think Chapter 2 was prime Fortnite?
They do have to rotate, but there's so
I
many
agree
duos
with
close by.
Chapter 2 Season 3, that would have been one of my...
They have to be careful.
Chapter 2 Season 2, I hate a fucking controller and fucking the OP weapons, but W season.
Because Aware and JJ
season
2
5
do
for
not
me
mess
was
around. They
poor.
haven't messed around today.
It was it was decent. I loved the loot pool, but it was a boring season for me. Yeah, like only the desert in the middle, and that's it.
If the opening was to arise, they wouldn't be opposed to taking this fight. But no, just gonna look for some damage, look for some shots, and no! Caught with his pants down, Teak.
Hey, yo!
At the hands of Older, no less. And Splash and Older will profit from his elimination. And so PKR, as a solo, currently in 9th place, with his team on his back, and with 2 very hungry players beneath him, has to clutch up.
That is not a situation you want to be caught in. Levin is now.
Map was,
he's been put at the disadvantage.
I like the loophole, like I'm saying, but just at least for me, the map was boring.
So many players still have to rotate. The common theme that we've seen throughout these semifinals.
I also really enjoyed Chapter 2 Season 7, Dylan.
It's bigger, it's stronger than before, and Splash is gonna have to be stronger than before as well.
I wish I grinded more,
32 HP, needs to connect
but that
the
was
shot here.
definitely I think my best competitive season.
With the time ticking, he does have a med miss to get his HP back up. But PKR will waltz right into his hand and give him the refresh, the Cypher needed to get up to 200 HP. But this is how it happened. We saw the beam from Teak's perspective, but this is what they saw. They timed it to perfection, and Teak had no clue it was coming, and they took him
could have
out
reacted
swiftly.
so much faster.
Great job lining it up for that duo. FDK Siptos have to line up more than that. They want to place in their finals. 207 above. Don't have to worry too much about damage, but they will shortly, as it's going to keep ticking down, and they're going to need more and more and more.
Who do you guys think is winning in this game?
But they do have a decent amount of shields.
I
they
would
have the
say
ammunition.
either Savage
with only 20
or
builds to work with,
low-key this,
it wouldn't be too bad if they were able to find a refresh. Dandur down below, Sky close by as well. I don't think they want to get too aggressive being on the cutoff, but they might just have to if they want to go all or nothing. Zestin and Waze, though, they do have the mobility, but they're low on shield.
Yeah, and they're a long way away from the zone, right? They have got to get there. And so even if they use the grapple gloves and the mobility to move towards zone, there's going to be so many players near them as well, looking to try and take shots at them. And you're seeing Cab and Swag are suffering from that now as they look to move in. There are just eyes on them. And so going to have to use a lot of wood here to get in, but they'll be fine expending some wood. Oh, dearie me.
Not going to be fine.
Are you joking? Gotta love Fortnite.
Spending that HP.
Oh, fuck's sake. Fortnite Battle Pass. I just shit out my ass.
Oh, the Silence. We've seen just how on it they've been in previous games.
Oh, yep.
They've been a force to be reckoned with.
Hard fight. Ooh, let's go. Let's go,
Being a force to be reckoned with against Nipsey in that fight. Saves ADN and keeps their dreams and hopes alive. But that was a close call.
And it's not over yet, Levin. The rotate still has to come through. 25 seconds until the zone closes. It's pulling directly to the east of them. They have a long ways to go. They have the chug splashes and the med mists, but they have to make it in. We'll look at Mixin though here with Ardor. He's playing aggressive. It's X squeeze. It's put aside. They were looking so good. They were based up. They had the damage, but now Mixin with the pre-edit connects one shot. He has the 2-shot shotgun. It's an epic one, and he's looking to do an epic amount of damage. He connects one, but
oh my goodness, that was so cringy. That big amount of damage, man. With epic games
some duos above, some
in the
duos
Unreal
below.
Engine, such an
It
epic
gets a little
engine.
bit more relaxed, but with Storm Surge becoming active, that relaxation only lasts a millisecond.
He hit an epic shot.
They thrive in this chaos. They love it. They fester in it. And when they have the opportunities, they take them with ease. Till and Cosmo have to be careful of the team they're running into. Those eliminations would go a long way in helping Tooth and Fury push their way into top 6. And that's exactly the goal in mind. Eventually, they will start looking for eliminations because they need materials. And I think they are starting to think about that team beside them. But fortunately for Till and Cosmo, they got out before that became an issue.
DKS Decipto still up and going. We saw that they were a little weak on materials earlier on, and I believe it was DKS. So Deciptos does have a decent amount, 48 builds, 480 materials. And DKS does as well, 50 builds, so it's not the end of the world for this duo. They have a incredible loadout, have shields, have materials, even armored walls. And with the zone not being too far, hopefully the rotate can be done. However, with the duos close by, even if it's not a far ways away, it could be difficult.
Look, it's Blah, man.
Though, and his duo partner don't have to worry about that. They're already in the zone.
Blatcher and Comeback have played things so well today. I've certainly been impressed by their performance. But amongst that, they also need to keep it up, as we've seen things turn around so quickly for teams in strong positions prior to
One
this.
Stormer I took well, but I want that guy to qual as well because he's wearing my skin.
Sort of position when it comes to the surge. But they
Is that copying shit or is it okay?
Fury.
Because I definitely I wear that skin most out of anybody in this game.
Well, the zone stop here. No, he has to create another box, but he doesn't have many materials. And so now it's just going to tick away to this. Oh, what a massive shot onto Jude. And that keeps him in the game for a couple more seconds. But will he be able to survive? No, he will not. They fought
if you actually thought,
and it's
he was
very unlikely that one's going to hold on. So we might just be seeing Tooth and Fury return tomorrow. But what a shot that was onto Drew. It's a shame it wasn't able to be chained together with a couple more. That kept him in the game.
Kept it in, but only for a few seconds. Great shot, pushed them into the 6th place spot. Curious to see, wasn't able to see the exact points that it ended, but that was the cutoff if you were able to see it. So we'll see a replay here of Put Aside and what he was able to do, or what he was able to not do as he got knocked down here.
Ooh, top.
It was X-Squeeze who had to stay up as a solo, but with only 11 HP, he got dropped right back in.
He dropped himself. What do you mean he got dropped?
They fell on 154 points. Is that going to hold on in 4th place? It would be heartbreaking for them if it didn't. We saw yesterday things.
Wait, Snook, what was the stream you found in game? Like, I forgot what was the stream
if that was to happen today, there would certainly be some heartbreak.
YouTube, of course, but like.
But let's just see what happens for the likes of Blackshot and Comeback. They'll be looking to push their way up. They're currently in 6th. And to be fair to them, they aren't that close to 154 points. So we'll see how much they can push their way or not. But moving over towards the safe zone, gonna use this building as protection and as a means to get closer.
Continue farming. You always want to make use of your surroundings. That's exactly what's happening. Here.
Oh my goodness. 1v1 with viewers? Oh yeah, okay. But which one? I've done so many back in the day. When was the last time I even did a 1v1?
No wood. It is the best material in the game, but with only 20 builds to work with, being in 5th zone, first moving, not even
last time I did a
difficult.
They go for a pre-edit plate. Nixon has it lined up. He has it ready. But an armored wall coming through.
Nah,
you mean that it slows them down just a little bit. Still going to be aggressive for it though.
Nah.
Unfortunately, not able to pull it off cleanly. It was a nice attempt as they need.
Last time I did a 1v1 chat, like with viewers and shit, was 1 year ago. No fucking way.
They do pull that first
no
zone, 6th zone. It goes directly
way.
east towards Jonkers. And now
You know,
I've done a
smiling.
1v1 against
below,
viewers
they have the
1
grapple
year
gloves.
ago.
They're gonna want to use them.
Nah.
But for Hen and Mr. Savage being in the middle
Bro.
of the zone, you can tell they don't want the victory royale, but they want that first place. They want to hold that consistency strong. As Chris and Vortex, on the contrary, they want to win.
Snoke. That shows that Snoke's an OG.
Down a bit lower as they move their way on into the
I think he's been a sub for like 2 or 3
They weren't able to hold on
years.
to height on that side, but they are looking to build right back up for it.
Chris continues building up. The opponents, though, they want it just as much as he does, but so far, for Vortex and Chris, they're doing a great job. Mr. Savage now playing it safe, rotating with that grapple glove, looking back behind him, seeing if he finds an opening on these duos that are rotating late that might not have as many materials,
Vortex
as much loot, just like Raisin and Payna. But now as Chris builds down, he wants to connect, he wants his structure to hold strong.
There weren't going to be many opportunities there for Mr. Savage and Hen. They were looking at the less congested side of the zone. They need to turn to their right if they want to find
Savage
players.
got a kill.
For Combeck, though, he might want to just try and avoid players as he doesn't have Blatcher with him.
6th place spot for Combeck. It is crucial for him to stay up here. He uses the grapple glove. He continues to rotate, being on that borderline. You cannot go down yet. In the meanwhile, though, we do have Gunbury on the high ground. He's taking it. He's dominating it, and he's holding it.
Bacon and Gunbury up above. This could be their game. They're not too far away from qualifying for top 6, and they also have high ground, which we know can be so effective for winning games. But Chris and Vortex look like they're ramping up. Look like they're going for it. And so Gunbury needs to wake up. He's been caught out. He's down on HP now. He needs to take a moment to breathe.
I thought he's gonna pump his teammate, bro.
They clearly have set their intentions.
And they got it, but the issue is no more materials to work with. Chris is forced into a situation where he has to play aggressive. He has to get the elimination.
No,
but
please,
Mr.
please.
Savage and Hen capitalize on that. They take high ground, and they have what is needed to hold it.
This could be the perfect way to cap off what has been such a spectacular performance for Mr. Savage and Hen. They look like they'll hold on to first place, but to get the victory royale would be the cherry on top.
Come on.
Combeck, it's all about staying alive, though.
Combeck.
He is a solo. He has a grapple.
Combeck.
He needs materials, though, and he needs to grapple his way on
No.
in. Well, if he's not careful, he's going to run into the first place team. He just needs to keep on hiding.
He took the
They
shot.
haven't noticed him yet, but he now will try and take the fight.
Oh, fuck off.
And he's got Mr. Savage low,
Fuck
and he's
off.
actually taking him out. Will Hen be able to avenge? He doesn't. And so Combeck
You deserve
goes
that,
down.
man.
Hen still is up. Gunbury and Bacon are still on high ground.
The high ground gets retaken once again. This is at least the 5th time this match is now Stormy right default down below.
Imagine they would.
Refarming.
I kind of thought, but they wouldn't have that like tweet first place.
In 10th place, still has a chance to get to that top 6, but they have to play it very well.
Stormy right, default. The team in 7th, they are just outside. Everything rides on how they do in these next couple of minutes.
Ooh, rest on
stay
A
alive with so
second.
little materials. They are relying on a building to keep them in the game.
Reason was up as a solo, but he's so low on HP. Meanwhile, Gunbury, they still have that high ground. They need the victory royale.
I think Stormy right qual.
The cutoff, 136 points. It's default. It's Stormy right, and they're getting into the action.
I think they qual. Let's go. Let's go, chat.
To get as much points as possible here.
Those eliminations could be so crucial. You can see they're running out of material, so it's going to be an essential. What would need to go absolutely ballistic if he had a chance of
Let's
going
go.
in, and he won't. And so Devo and Stormy right will continue now to add to their tally. Kidu and Yushi, they need a victory royale if they have any chance of qualifying.
But a duo that doesn't need the victory royale, they just have to get to that top 2. They just need a few eliminations. It's default. It's Stormy right, and they continue their wrath below as they get ahead of zone here. They have an opportunity now. They have a choice. Do they battle out in the low ground? Do they maintain this position? Do they go for the high ground? So many options. Which one's the correct one?
Gunbury and Vacant. I don't think they'll be able to amass enough points with elimination, and so it might be everything riding on the victory royale for this team. And if that is the case, they need to hold on. They can't afford to lose their minds, lose their heads. For default, and Stormy right now, 139 points is keeping them in, and a big shot for default actually keeps them alive. He wants one onto Fork though, and eventually will fall. Stormy right, the med list is running out. You're gonna have to start running into zone, buddy. You can't afford to tank the HP. You have to hit a big shot. Will you be able to connect though? Knocking on the door, and eventually will fall down.
6th place spot. We'll see if he's able to hold it, but for a duo that needs the victory royale, it's both of these duo. They are out of the qualifying range. They need to win this match. The high ground versus the low ground. Gunbury up above, taking shots, finding angles, but it's all about securing the victory royale.
Our team has had their struggles all throughout the 2 days we've seen so far, but if they can close things out on a victory royale, that would not just be a shock to themselves, but a shock to the entire world. What can Yusha and Kido do? You can see they're looking up.
top G.
They're going for the mantle plays. They want to try and get the end, and they're going to kill everyone.
No, he did choke. They choked. They choked. They choked. They choked. I told you they played too fast. Let's go, top G. I knew Andrew Tate commented was coaching.
Battling it out outside of the qualifying threshold, head-to-head, 2 versus 2, going for that golden ticket to the finals, and the duo that came out on top. You know that they're excited.
They are the top G's in Game 6. What a way to do it, mantling on up and hitting the big shots as well. It wasn't looking like
Hen Savage first, no surprise. Norelli Reza 8 second, no surprise. GG2 aware third. DKS Deceptos fourth, no surprise. Buzzside XWC fifth, no surprise. And Stormy Right and Default 6th, no surprise. So basically all the big names
in the last game must put everything on the line, and that is a team that did just.
Okay, chat. If you enjoy the stream, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And keep grinding, keep being motivated. I'll stream tomorrow, hopefully, and I will see you all later.